Welcome back, Dungeoneers. It's Sunday afternoon, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to play Dungeons & Dragons. I'm here at the table with...
I'm David Schultz, playing Dromar the Goblin Rogue.
I'm David Wong. I play Nine, the Tabaxi Bard.
I'm Nicole Bates, and I play Sordian Sewell, Changeling Druid.
I'm Greg, and I'm playing Ulseth Ralph, the Furbolg Fighter.
And I'm Alexis Bates, your trusty dungeon mistress. You're watching Dice and Dungeons, and this week we wanted to start off with a very special announcement. Take it away, David Schultz.
We just want to congratulate our now former sponsor, Calling All Knights, on completing their Kickstarter and not only reaching but surpassing their goal by more than $1,000.
Hey.
So congratulations, Cali Pigeon Games, on getting your first game funded. We're really happy for you and look forward to playing the game.
Yeah.
Yep, well done.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's really exciting to see them get funded because this is one of the better board games I've seen come out of Kickstarter in a while, and I can't wait to get my copy.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next. I know Chud's got more ideas for game already in his head, so hopefully there'll be some good stuff soon.
Yeah, I can't wait. But yes, congratulations everybody at Cali Pigeon Games for making that. It's so good to see it. However, we do have one sponsor, because that was just a congratulatory message, and our sponsor, as usual, I'm slurring all my words today, is Geekified. Geekified is a tabletop gaming store out of Vinton, Iowa that takes online orders for all your tabletop role-playing game needs. Perhaps you're looking for some cool miniatures for your next battle with all of your friends. Maybe you're looking for a new board game to play while you're waiting for Calling All Knights to come out. Either way, Geekified has you covered. If you use the link geekified.us/discount/dice and dungeons, that link will be posted in chat and on the YouTube description, and it will get you 5% off your first order, and buying things through that link helps support the show, so it's a great way to entertain yourself with something new or brighten a friend's day. Thank you again to Geekified, as always, for sponsoring our show. We greatly appreciate the support.
Thank you.
And
Geekified.
that is the end of the sponsors this week. So, Dungeoneers, let's roll. Last time on Dice and Dungeons, our heroes finally emerged from the sewers of Nordfeld, and after being turned into were-rats, or at least that's what they thought was happening, they barely managed to chase down Krom and were able to take him captive. After questioning him for a while, and encountering his unsurprising lack of cooperation, the group determined that taking a moment to recover and tend to their wounds was maybe the best thing they could do, and so they bed down for the night at the Company of Blades house to sleep. And that's where we rejoin our heroes, the following moonrise with the smell of pretzels wafting up into the room from the kitchen.
Pretzels! Those smell delicious!
One thing that I would like to have done during the night is I would like to have
Murdered everyone.
snuck over and removed the black cube from the open orb, and then closed the orb.
Okay. What do you want to do with this black cube?
I will be hiding it in the room for the time being.
Okay. So you have removed the black cube from the center of that orb, and you're like hiding it under the floorboards or in the...
I'll put it in my bag of oregano.
Is the black cube where the like atomic energy thing is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
That thing we're
get
very terrified of.
I'm gonna get a box for it from the gnome lady later. Dottie.
Sounds good.
Okay. You can do that. That's not very
And
difficult.
then I'll close the orb up.
All right.
Dromar would like to take the final watch of the night, assuming that's amenable to the other party members. And he's going to, cured of his were-rat sickness,
You're
he's
welcome.
going to... Thank
Bam.
you. Oh, God. As a thank you, he's going to, a couple hours before... I was gonna do the same thing you did. I was gonna say dawn, not before dawn. A couple hours before dusk.
Does.
I'm going to gently and quietly wake up Soria. Soria, wake up!
Magic missile! Oh wait, I can't do that. I can't do that, sorry.
Oh yeah. Thank goodness I forgot you couldn't do magic missile. Oh, sorry. Soria, don't wake the others. But I wanted to spend some time teaching you how to use your new thieves' tools, so that you can
really?
become proficient in them.
Aw. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Also, as you know, I took more than my share of that gold we found in the not Thieves Guild. I was just upset about the whole Thieves Guild thing, and also I was having a rough day. As you know, my investigation was not very good. I was very
Yeah,
angry.
you weren't having a pretzel day at all.
I was not having a pretzel day at all. So I'm gonna give you 75 gold, because that's the rest of your share, and then I'll give 50 each to Nines and Ulseth when they wake up, and that'll be, our equal shares of the gold if my math is correct. But yeah, so do you still have those thieves' tools I gave you?
Oh yeah. I was sleeping on top of them and they're all bent. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well.
No, they're in the
You
drawer
should.
over here.
Never mind. Lesson over.
Yeah, they're right here.
Oh, wonderful. So I've got these 3 locks that I carry around with me for locking various things that come up.
That has
and
never come up.
It hasn't yet, no, but you never know, it might sometime.
It's coming up right now.
Exactly. See, I planned for the future, and now here we are in the future. The future is a wondrous thing.
I added a spoon to the list, to the thieves' tools last night.
That's not going to be useful.
Oh, okay. I'll just set it back.
Spoons are generally for eating things with, like soups, maybe some sort of rice dish, I don't know, but
Alright.
not generally for breaking into things.
Alright, why don't you teach me what to do then?
Okay. Well, here's some of the different locks, and basically I'll just spend
Walk me
the
through.
next couple of hours, walking her through how to use the different thieves' tools, what each of the tools are, what they do, how to use them to open different types of locks, and all that type of stuff.
Were you
like a
doing
very
this all in
interesting-
front of Krom?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He probably already knows. He's like, no, actually you wanna do
Krom's like, I have a different technique, mine's better than yours.
Yeah, he is that kind of asshole.
It sounds like a
This
very
guy we
interesting
best met
lesson.
is an asshole.
Why don't you tell all of us?
No, because David Schultz
is-
knows absolutely nothing about
This is
locks and
private
thieves'
between
tools.
Droma and I, God.
What a convenient public statement for an alibi.
mean,
David Schultz knows
in
nothing
fact-
about lockpicking.
David Schultz is
David-
the Thieves Guild Guildmaster.
David Schultz has broken into exactly one lock, and he did it by using a cordless drill to just drill out the center of the lock.
That would have been a perfect time to say you used a spoon.
So
And
I
by
assume,
cordless drill, I mean spoon.
I assume that
Just
I don't
shoveled out the
magically
innards.
now have proficiency, but I have the groundwork.
You have the groundwork.
To work towards
If you continue seeking lessons, whether they be from a teacher or perhaps you find a book that you can study from, or even just consistent practice, they can move you down a path towards becoming proficient with the thieves' tools.
Okay.
And I'm gonna actually go ahead and
Got down.
here, Soria, I'm gonna give you these 3 locks so that you can practice in your spare time.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Add 3 locks to my inventory.
That's right.
And I'll try and find a book about lockpicking wherever books for 13-year-old boys are sold.
You can find a random bike on the street and then make someone's day really shitty.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, she doesn't have to steal the bike. She just
No, she
Unlock
just
it.
locks the bike.
I lock it.
Oh,
locks
Yeah,
the
you
bike.
lock the bike up and then
unlock
just
it
leave
and
it
then
there.
steal it. Yeah.
Well,
Well, you could,
I need to-
if it's already locked up, you could like practice unlocking it and then locking it back up.
Yeah, and then forget whether I found it locked or unlocked and guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to
People
do
very confused.
in your couple hours before the rest of the group?
No, I think unless you two
That was
had-
all I had planned. I was just gonna spend some time because I figure that'll take a while to show Sori all that. So
I had the most amazingly awesome, terrific pretzel day ever in the history of pretzel days, and so I'm very much sound asleep.
You had pretzels in your dreams.
It was
and you
quite a
didn't
thing.
choke on a single one of them.
No.
Nope. Not a one.
Or fall over
Instead
on a
of a pretzel
Segway.
day.
He had
Does
a
that mean you
pretzel
had a
sleep,
pretzel
too.
night?
He had both.
Well, day is night, and you know the pretzel days come in the local day.
Good morning, everyone.
I'm gonna.
I brought
once we finish our
pretzels from the
lesson-
I brought pretzels from the buffet place, so we don't have to do a big extended buffet scene.
Oh, fritters.
Yeah, all of it.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Soria.
At this point, since you are the only people staying in the company house in Nordfeld, the stewards that have been preparing food and keeping the buffet open for you all have noticed your particular tastes and are starting to cater towards your group now. So there's more fritters, and they have added the.
And
They're so nice to us. We really are Commander Solot's favorite. They just
Yeah.
don't want to tell us.
I know.
They won't.
I filled out the steward and trainings review form and gave glowing recommendation. 3 pluses on the A.
Yep.
I-
Dromar
yeah.
filled one out as well. He also drew some pictures of the steward with a hat on that said "Best Steward in Training."
Yeah.
I have some business with the stewards, so I need to do that.
Before you do that, I also, when Sori is giving you your food, I'm gonna give the 2 of you the rest of the gold and say, well, Seth and Nines, here's 50 gold each for each of you. This is something that Soria and I found in the sewers, and I just forgot to give it to you before. But
Yeah, it's from Thieves Guild, right?
there is no Thieves Guild, so it can't
They had a
possibly be
sign.
from the Thieves Guild. That was a false flag.
Oh no.
Fake news.
You, who are steward, today's steward, last night I had left a piece of cloth to be laundered. Is it completed?
It is unfortunately laundered. This steward, she reaches down underneath the sort of front desk they have and pulls out, basically the underwear. It's
no.
on a hanger.
It's shrunk in the wash.
If any of you remember the scene in Home Alone 2 where he gets brought his boxers from dry cleaning on a single hanger, it's kind of like that.
I don't remember that.
That's probably good.
Are they starched
Yes.
and pressed?
Yes,
They're starting
that is a line.
Does it still
Dromar,
say Thieves Guild on there?
Dromar, as promised, I have had your loincloth laundered.
Oh, thank you,
Yes.
Seth.
It has
Oh.
come back. Most of the letters, unfortunately, not all of them, have been cleaned. It seems to say his id is left on the loincloth.
That's kind of appropriate for a loincloth, actually, so that works.
You do not mind then. Also,
No, that works, I think. Yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty good.
also, it seems to have shrunk a little bit, but that will not be a problem for you, will it?
No,
We
it was
managed-
actually a little bit big before anyway, so this is just fine. I was wanting it to be even smaller.
Oh, good. Well, then, here it is, and I appreciate you very much for having lent it to me in my time of messy need.
Oh, you're
Nice.
welcome.
Nice is very dejected that there was no jokes he could have made first.
Yeah. Oh, this is the perfect size now. Yeah, it really shows off my body much better.
We are hitting both the under 7 and over 70 crowds in this like last 2 minutes here really well.
We're really good at this.
So we should
And Drumar, I hope that you also are cured from the weird rat.
oregano.
Yes, I
oregano.
don't see. Oh God. I'm blinded now.
Crap, this oregano's been irradiated.
I like to
I'm
imagine we're
turning
still
into
doing
Dr.
this.
Manhattan.
We're turning into blob monsters.
You know, we're still doing this in front of the steward, right?
I was aware of this.
I'm an ethereal blue being now. I'm gonna go live on Mars.
So we have this prisoner who's been watching us. Should we take him to Ludorf?
Yes, execute.
All right, and bring the orbs, but we will not make them visible right away.
Do you want me to carry them for you?
Yes, please. Hide them. Under your cloak or something.
They are hidden
In a backpack.
somewhere in
Put it
my.
under Dromar's loincloth. No one will do that.
Don't do that.
All right,
That's a bad idea.
so I
Omar
think
wants to have kids one day.
You can have many that
let's
way.
head to the festival chorus.
Okay. As you leave the company house for the day, Dromar is the first one out the door. And Dromar, just across the street, you notice a sign. And as the rest of the party is still lingering, sort of debating about what to do for the day and where to go, and getting Krom all situated, the sign that you see is a wanted poster with your face on it.
What?
And it says wanted, Royal Guard. Reward, 50,000 gold.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I'm gonna run over to the wanted poster and tear it down, and like look around to see if I see anybody else that might have seen it or is looking at me suspiciously or anything.
You look down the street a ways, and you see like a teenager who's got some sort of like basically a tunic that appears to be in Royal Guard colors. This teenager is going down the street and on each block putting up a poster. That's 6 blocks down from you. Fairly good distance, probably about a quarter mile now.
Oh, damn it.
Dromar's gonna run back into the company house. Everybody else is still in there. You
So you
said.
see, Krom, that's what a pretzel day is.
I don't care.
Can we go back up to the room for a second? I need to talk to everybody privately and also change clothes.
God, please,
Okay.
just kill me already.
Are you not having a pretzel day?
No, very not pretzel day. This
Alright.
day is starting out very badly and in an unexpected way. But I don't want to talk about it here. Let's go upstairs, please. Thank you. Or not upstairs, because there's no stairs. Go to the room,
We
please.
go to the room.
Do we have to watch Dromar change now? Wasn't
Yes.
twice enough?
You don't have to watch Dromar
We could
change.
turn around.
You
You
could
get to
turn.
watch Dromar change.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah. People pay for this. Or they would, anyway. I assume.
It is.
I
It
can
is.
put sign out says see Dromar naked.
No,
Five
don't
gold.
put any signs out with anything about my name right now, please. I'll tell you why. Just get in the room and close the door.
We close the door.
Krom, don't get away. We'll be right back.
Well,
I mean, I assume
keep him
Krom
in
is
here
still
with
with
us.
us.
Oh, so we can bring him into the room.
Crom's
Yeah.
just like, can't you guys just kill me already?
No!
I mean, we could.
I
We've
would rather
clearly
be
shown
dead than continue whatever this is.
We
Just
cannot
kill
do
me.
that in the company house. It would make a mess. They would charge us extra cleanup.
What's going on, Dromar?
that. Okay, so, bad news. I know we haven't known each other for very long, just a couple of months at this point, give or take. So you all don't know a whole lot about me from before we met, except for that I'm the 3-time world striding champion and I'm from Solcine.
And you're my
Oh,
second
wow, I did
favorite.
not know that. That's
And you're my
incredible.
second
You're so
favorite.
subtle about that.
Yeah, I know. I don't like to talk about myself very much, especially about my history as a 3-time world shredding champion.
And you're my
pretty nice.
How many
second.
times? Is that more than 2 but less than 4?
It is, yes. That math is correct. Yep.
And you're my second favorite goblin after Sarah McGoblin.
I mean, thank you.
That's true.
I'm
That's
in,
this case for everyone.
I'm in good company then. I mean, Sarah McGoblin is definitely the best goblin I've ever met, and she's just great. But anyway, unlike Sarah McGoblin, I am a criminal, as you all know.
Yes,
Yes.
I know that.
I know you know that. But
Part of Thieves
normally,
Guild.
Yeah, no Thieves Guild 9s. You're getting confused again. But you see, I'm wanted by the Royal Guard, and I'll show them the wanted poster.
Oh, you are valuable.
That's a nice
Yeah.
picture, but
I
what?
think they're overpaying.
Who's Royal Guard?
Of the Queen,
Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Is Glindering the country?
Yes, Glindring is
Okay.
the country. Drogmara is the capital.
Thank you. Okay.
the Queen of Glindering, who lives in Drogmara, which is also where I lived for a while, when I was becoming an accomplished thief. That's where I had my business, if you will, for a while. And I was framed or something. Not exactly framed. I was set up. I was sent on a mission to go steal something, and it turned out that it was I was stealing from the royal family, which is not the mission that I was told that I was being sent on. And obviously, most people don't like being stolen from, but being royals, they have the money and soldiers and royal guard to actually do something about it.
Obviously
and,
not. You're right here.
Well, I'm good at fleeing places. And I fled Drogmara and escaped to Whitfeld, which is of course where we all met. And I was kind of trying to lay low and not get on their radar.
What's radar?
That's a good question.
I'll tell you when I can turn into a dolphin.
That's so nice.
Not get on their
But we don't know what that is either.
on their whatever you call it when people know about you being in a place.
Information.
Yes, not getting on their information. But you see, it's what I saw, what I was sent to steal, was also information, and it was very sensitive information and secret information. And it turns out that the Queen's son, the Crown Prince, is illegitimate. And this is, yes, I know it's very shocking. And
Yeah.
Oseth, you
And
don't
I know
even know
none of
anything
these
about
people
the
and do
royal
not
family.
care.
Yeah. You've never even heard of these people.
No.
But it sounds like it would make a great daytime TV show.
Yes, it probably would.
Whatever
Something like
TV
Days of
is.
Our Lives, but royals.
So the crown.
Royal day of our lives.
The royal, yes, I like it. I see the franchising opportunities already. It's going to be syndicated in 12 countries. But, you know, as you might imagine, this could be a huge scandal if it were to ever get out. And, I was, of course, you know, this is not what I was expecting to be stealing. And I didn't take it, but I did read it. And, obviously the royal guard saw me and chased after me, and I escaped. But they must have told the queen or told somebody in the royal household, and now they're after me, and they've apparently more or less found me. I mean, obviously they're not right here, but they're here in town, and they know what I look like, and they know I'm here, so I'm pretty fucked. So
what do you think we should do?
We can put him back in sewer. No one wants to check there.
Well, that's not the worst idea you've ever had, Nines.
Wait.
Wait,
You heard me.
we could figure out where Muriel's ladder is. I think I wrote the number down.
Yeah, we could try to do that. The royal guards are pretty good at finding people, especially once they've, you know, got your scent, so to speak. Like, I don't think they'd just not check the sewers, you know, if they couldn't find me here.
Do you think
Yes, your scent would be shielded, though, from the sewer because it smells so bad.
Yeah, I meant scent, like, figuratively, not literally. They don't just, like, find people by sense of smell.
Oh, there's a spell for that, though.
do you
Anyway,
you think
what were you saying? Sorry.
if we get the money from Ludorf, do you think that would be safe? Because then we would have 1,000 gold to work with on any sort of escape plan.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean,
Do you think
we
it
do
would
have
be?
a decent amount of gold. I hate to drag you all into this, but I kind of, you know, I need to escape this town at this point, I think. I need to get somewhere else where they don't know I am.
I agree.
Would you all be willing to try to help me in that?
I would.
It is a difficult thing to deal with under the code of Remarden. But it sounds as though you did not actually commit a crime. You simply found out something that was frightening to someone. Yes,
Well, let me be clear. I was committing a crime. I did break into this place.
And you committed it very well.
Thank you. But it wasn't the crime I signed up for. I was
Lied to.
like, I don't know why, and I don't even know who, because of course, you know, in the thieving world, you don't usually just, you know, somebody comes up to you and they're like, hey, here's some money, go steal this thing. Like, usually, especially among high class criminals, you're like working through, you know, buffers. You know, someone is a go-between between you and the person you're stealing from. So I don't know who set me up on this, but I think they needed someone to, like, take the fall for something, or I don't know, or maybe they just didn't like me and wanted to set me up.
What? That's impossible.
Well, I think
I know,
also.
right?
So if you have crime and crime meets crime to create the crime, does that negate the crime?
Well, look at it this way. Someone lied to him and tricked him into committing a crime he wasn't planning to do,
Yep.
and then just ignore the rest of the stuff around it.
Yeah.
So, crime made crime not crime.
Whatever
Sure.
you need.
I mean, Ulsa, you've committed crimes before,
Yeah.
Don't tell him that.
but like you do it, you
I
try
mean-
to be moral about it, right?
I mean,
like there's the
yes.
law of the city that we're in or whatever, but
What's-
then there's your
I
moral
will,
code.
I will, yes,
Tell
I
us-
will assist as much as I can.
Yeah, tell us the code of Remarden again.
I will tell you the code of Remarden. It is, if you are weak, I will be strong for you.
That's Droma,
Well,
right?
he is. He's weak.
Yep, I'm very weak. I have a -1 strength.
If you are
Whatever that
afraid,
means.
I will be brave for
He's
you.
very
Oh,
afraid.
he's absolutely.
I'm
he's
terrified.
terrified.
He peed himself already.
I didn't do that, no.
If you are attacked, I will defend you.
We'll probably get
I slap
attacked.
him.
Almost certainly gonna happen later today or
And-
something soon.
If you are abandoned, I will be there for you.
See nothing
Goodbye.
about crime.
Yep.
You do
I
seem
mean-
you do seem to meet at least 3 of the 4 requirements.
I've been abandoned by society. It's,
All 4 then. Yes.
Yeah,
So we're good.
Yes, I will assist. I agree.
thank you. And how about you, Nines?
I mean, how much are you worth to them?
What does the reward say?
50,000.
50,000.
50,000 gold.
Yeah, but if we split that like 3 ways, like...
But,
Sorry, are
It's
you
only
good at
like
math?
5 gold for you.
but 9. The real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
I just
he
gave you
needs the
50 gold.
treasure, and if we give them away, we get 50,000 gold. So
Well,
that's true.
Maybe. Or maybe they just kill you. Like,
That's a good point. I don't like dying.
If there's, like I said, I was set up for this. And we don't know who was behind it. I don't know who was behind it, and so I doubt you know who was behind it. Do you know who was behind it?
Can I do an insight check?
About who was behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I got a 7.
You have no clue.
I mean, you look back and reflect on your life to this point, never having been in the city of Drogmara. You're pretty sure you don't know who's behind it.
Also, Nines, like, they might just arrest us too for being, like, in the company of Blades together.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
also,
good point.
I mean, for all I know, it was Guy Human who set me up, and you hate that guy.
I
Yeah.
do hate that guy. You mom.
Yeah.
Guillemot.
I'm pretty sure
it
it's
could've
Guy
been him.
Human.
Not if it's
No,
Navarre.
I was in a band with him.
Oh.
And he sucked, but
Yeah. I mean, presumably everyone who would be in a band with you probably sucked, but, that's beside the point. I'm not making my
that's
case
been
for...
the case. I don't understand it.
We have the world's worst musically talented bard.
So,
So, okay, so is the plan, we'll sneak Krom to Ludorf, and then get the money, and get you out of town.
Yeah, we're gonna take the money and run.
Let's write a quick letter to Soloth, informing him of the situation, and leave
Okay.
it here in the room.
Maybe we also request that he not send any other company of Blades people after me to collect this bounty, if he'd be so kind.
I think only if the Royal Guards hire him to do it.
Well,
It seems-
maybe. I don't know how the company of Blades
It's very-
feels about just open bounties. I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, in the past they've seemed very contract-based, is that correct? Like,
In your experience, the Company of Blades works on contracts and doesn't really seem interested in the politics or particular bounties unless someone's willing to pay them to go get somebody. They haven't shown any interest in, say, collecting rewards for somebody in Dromar's situation.
yeah. So I think
Well, that's...
we'll write him a vague letter about how we have to get out of town for a little bit.
personal business.
Personal business, but we are
Yeah.
still on the job. And he will see us again soon.
All right. Sounds good to me. Thank you all for your trust in me and your friendship and for having my back on this. I really appreciate it. I don't know what I would do without you guys.
I know what I'd do without you. I'd send 50,000 gold.
Well, I mean, unless they killed you.
Or arrested us.
Yeah,
All right.
Well, it is good we are helping.
How
It is. It is. I have never had the experience of someone lending me their loincloth in a time of need before. So that is a sign of true friendship.
Do you
I
want to
agree.
repeat that experience?
No.
I mean, hopefully we'll never find ourselves in a yucky sewer again, and Ulseth won't need to wipe his hands off, and if he does need to wipe his hands off, hopefully by then he will be carrying some sort of
Towel.
cloth to do so instead of only wearing gleaming clothes.
Yeah, you should always carry a towel with you.
I have learned that lesson and will purchase one soon.
Excellent.
All right,
Yeah.
how do we want to sneak to the festival chorus with Krom in tow?
Well, I think I should probably disguise myself to start with.
Right.
That would probably help.
You should stack on top of Volstaff. They will never suspect that you're like a 12-foot furbolg.
Yeah, that's definitely an option. I think I'm just gonna try to disguise myself, though.
We could glue leather to Dromar all over, and he could
Well, I've got
pretend
a
to be a
disguise
backpack.
kit and some various outfits in my bag. I think that might do it.
Well, let's see what that looks like, and the backpack thing can be a backup.
Yeah.
Do you
well,
still have that name tag that you used last time?
Believe it or not, I think Dormar might be a little too similar to Dromar in this instance. I think I'm going to disguise myself a little bit better than that.
I missed that guy.
So I'm gonna try to disguise myself not as Dormar, but like, I don't know, just use the various clothes I have and my disguise kit, maybe an eye patch, and try to make myself look as not as much like not Dromar as I can.
I'll give you my Coromalt hat.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Like a
White
fedora
top hat
or
is
something.
very inconspicuous.
I think it's like a fedora.
Yeah, it's more fedora-ish.
Yeah.
It's similar to a fedora, not quite the same.
So what kind of check should I roll for that?
I think it is it like a tool check?
Yeah, it's a tool check. So, your proficiency bonus, and then I'm gonna say intelligence for this one to
Okay,
just kind of figure out, is this working? Basically.
sounds good. So +6.
Sorry, would you give me guidance?
Yes. Here you go.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see.
I wish we'd known about this the night before, so I could have prepared different spells.
I mean, sorry, I didn't know that this would be coming up. I hoped that I would never have to deal with it again, or at least not for a while.
Let's see. So that's 13 plus 6, so 19.
You know, you come up with a pretty good disguise. You start by changing your whole outfit, getting into clothes, and sort of strapping on different pieces of armor. Like you've got some pieces of it on, some pieces of it off, to kind of just totally break up what people have seen of you. And wearing colors you don't normally wear. And you've put on, you just slathered on makeup to give yourself this sort of overly charming appearance, but you look way too bubbly for what Dromar normally looks like. And you've got little pink spots on your cheeks and stuff like that, and your eyebrows are painted on heavily. Yet really, all just to distort the image and make people and kind
Not
of
want to look again.
yeah. It's this trying to be incredibly not like yourself. And
I'm gonna be on Xenon, girl of the 21st century.
there you go.
I will turn myself into Reginald Tibble.
Okay.
I'll be 9s.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they don't know who you guys are.
Yeah, and I'll say I'm just in town, and these are my staff
Yeah,
as
sounds good.
a rich person
Rich people always have staff, just following them around.
when they're in town. I
Yeah,
assume.
Yeah, I mean, you do know that Reginald has at least a butler.
Yeah, your butler's in training.
yes, my
Three
lord.
butlers.
You're learning to buttle.
Yep.
I feel like I'm not dressed correctly for a butler.
I'm walking you all to Buttle School. All right.
The Buttle Academy.
So are we sneaking, or are we trying to be super casual, nothing to hide?
I think we just try to be casual, because let's be honest, this group as a whole is not always the greatest at sneaking.
We're not.
I
Always,
feel like that could draw more attention than just walking.
we're not always the greatest at a lot of things.
That's true. We are kind of terrible at a lot of things. Let's be honest with ourselves. Individually, we each have our strengths, but
None of them apply most of the time.
yeah.
All right, let's casually stroll to the festival chorus.
Yes. Looking like we have nothing to hide. Not a care in the
Yeah,
world.
we'll turn our pockets out preemptively. It will be great.
Should we take Jomar with us?
Krom? Drummer.
I do not see Jomar.
Oh.
No, it's me. I'm. What should my alias be? I'm Bob.
How about Ramord?
Ramord?
Drummer backwards.
I know it is. That's too obvious.
I really want to talk to a guard. He's like, wait, that is just Dromar backwards. You're Dromar.
No, I think Bob. Bob works. It's nice and simple.
Bob.
Not.
And that's Bob backwards.
So you
Yeah,
who
exactly.
are Bob are really Jomar, but as Bob.
Yeah, just don't tell anybody else that.
And on our way out,
Okay.
I'm gonna grab
Also-
a really big pretzel and you can sort of be like eating it in front of your face.
Sounds good. Also, we should probably like gag Krom since he heard all this.
Oh yeah, well,
And Krom is just looking ever more sad at this point.
we'll gag him.
It's
And
hilarious because you've got caught by us because you're incompetent.
He doesn't even fight being gagged at this point. He's just like,
all right, let's make a casual stroll.
casually
Yes.
strolling with the gagged prisoner down the
Not a
street.
strut, but a stroll.
A stroll. Just
Yeah.
Very lackadaisical.
All right.
Yep.
I kind of want to make a stroll check, but at the same time, I very much don't want to make a stroll check.
On the other hand, instead of Reginald, I think I'll make myself just look like Maggie, and we captured a prisoner because I forgot about the prisoner thing.
That makes sense.
Okay.
You're gonna change
Got
clothes
so
again?
much information out of him.
Yeah, just assume I've changed clothes if I have time.
I mean, you haven't at this point left the room, so you're still good.
So,
I'm gonna have you.
Keep watching my co-workers change in front of me.
I'll turn into you, and it will be less awkward.
Guess that will make it less awkward.
I'm gonna have you make. I'm gonna have you make a performance check as a group.
That's the worst performance.
My performance is +3.
Probably Ulseth.
Guidance.
you're making me do the performance.
We all are.
We
Everyone's
all
got
have to
to.
do it.
I give you guidance, though.
I got a nat 20,
Ooh.
All right.
Oh, that's
so
not
26.
13.
17.
18, but -1, 17.
Oh, okay. So you all did just fine. So you're heading straight to the festival chorus.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You make your way through town, and
Pretzel.
Strolling
you manage to stay pretty low
Aren't those
profile.
pretzels wonderful?
You know,
Oh, they're very delicious.
you're benefiting from the fact that it's still fairly early in a Nordfeldian day, as there's actually a little bit of it's kind of twilight hour. There's a little bit of sunlight still trickling through, so the people who are up and moving around are kind of groggy, and you're blending in well. No one's really paying any mind to you. You do see now, as you start to pay attention, that there are other younger, kids, some teenagers wearing the Royal Guard colors. Not that Soria and Ulseth had seen these before, but Dromar points them out.
What are the colors?
They are purple and silver with a red line that kind of is an accent throughout all of their decorations.
Okay.
Yeah, they stand out.
And they're going around town and putting these posters up, and Dromar points them out so you know what to look for. And you even see, in a couple of places, little squads of royal guards gathering together. When you look at them, you notice that these are people who not be trifled with. The armor that they're wearing is unlike anything that you've ever seen. The armor looks to be fairly form-fitting to each guard, and as they move, flexes very easily. It's not the normal sort of stiff kind of plate armor that you've associated with a lot of, very heavily armored guards, but it is metallic. And some of their face plates are open. And the face plates don't, just flip down. Oh, they actually slide open like this. And they're completely covered. They even have little bits of light that are coming out of parts of the armor and steam puffing out of different elements. It reminds you of...
Iron Man.
Not that you know who Iron Man is, but a little bit, I was going to say, it reminds you of Commander Soloth's leg and what you've seen of his leg. But this is clearly very powerful equipment. The weapons that they carry all look fairly similar, and all of it is... you don't know if it's made of a metal that happens to have these colors, or if it's been painted or enchanted to look like something, but they all are, essentially matching variations of the purple silver with red. And they look intimidating.
Boy, these guards are looking really intimidating.
Yeah, I agree.
Is this normal armor in Drogmara?
No, this is normal armor for, the royal guards when they're out to fuck shit up.
This guy's
you're
the shit!
Dromar knows that the, standard town guards of any particular city are usually lightly armored. The army, which isn't particularly large for Glendring, but is well armed, they have, a mix of full plate and half plate, but the Royal Guard is different. They have access to weapons, armor, material, munitions that nobody else has. And this is not handed out lightly. The people who are chosen for the Royal Guard are among the most trusted and dedicated to the throne.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot for someone who just knows something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very big secret. I know you and Ulseth are from the Fervent Wilds, and nines is nines, so you all may not understand the depth of this, but this is huge. If this got out, then that the Crown Prince was illegitimate, then he would no longer have a claim to the throne, and it would also throw the Queen's, whole past into question, of who did she have an affair with, and who is the father of her son, and it could start a civil war, it could start a revolution. Who knows what it could do, and I don't really care, to be honest. None of that matters to me. She's always seemed like a fine queen. I've never met her or even seen her or anything, but her policies seem reasonable. They're not as left-leaning as I would prefer, but what politicians are.
Oh look, the festival chorus.
but this is huge. So like I said, I think they set me up to take a fall for something or I don't know what, but I knew they'd be taking it seriously, and this is, to be honest, even more seriously than I thought, but it's not a huge surprise.
This does appear to be very, very serious.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should go into the chorus festival.
Do you want me as Maggie to go in first and sort of get a gauge of what's going on, or do we want to all just head in?
I think we should all go in together, partly because otherwise the rest of us probably won't be able to get in.
Right. All right. Well, this is different than this is the festival course. It's the cheap place.
That's right. But yeah, I think we should just stick together. Is probably the best, safest plan for now.
Yeah, all right. We will enter the festival
I shall
course.
escort Krom.
Yeah, and we'll just beeline right back for Ludorf's office.
When you walk up to the chorus, holding Krom, captive. The guards outside, they don't look much like guards. They look like, attendants or at most a bouncer. But they are very intimidating in their size. They just look at you and go, "Ooh, okay," wave you on back, recognizing your quarry. When you are led inside, one of Ludorf's, trusted folks that you've seen a couple of times around here, leads you into the back room that you've seen before, his secure room, and closes the door behind you all, with Ludorf and a couple of guards in the room.
So, Ludorf, I brought you your man.
Well, I see that you have.
As they
Excellent.
start to talk, I want to just look around the room and see if it looks in any way different than it did before.
A couple of the empty spots that you had seen where he had previously mentioned that the fervent tech had been stolen have been replaced by new oddities, new decorative features. Other than that, nothing catches your eye.
Okay.
That seems particularly out of place or different.
Okay, sounds good.
And we may have found your fervent tech as well.
Really?
Can you describe it, though?
Most of what I had were odds and ends, but there was one drive.
Drive?
Oh, you're not familiar with the term. The drive. Drive is the sort of common, if you will, engine used by many fervent tech devices. They appear in many places around these parts of the country. Most of them broken. Mine was partially functional. It's a sphere, and it had, as has become practice, my sigil on the inside.
What did your sigil look like?
He holds up his hand where he's wearing a ring, and you can see that it is a sigil ring.
Does it match one of the ones we...
Yeah, it does.
Alright. Well, I had made note of the sigils, so I will get
See
the
what it-
orb out
see
that
what it
matched
matches.
it.
The orbs are, for context, about like chicken soccer ball kind of size here. Are you carrying them around, or did you leave them?
We had them in, like,
Cool
backpacks.
set that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was carrying them. I agreed to carry
I
them.
think we probably
Remember, they were hidden.
we probably each put one in one of our backpacks, since they're that big.
Gotcha.
There are 4 of us and 3
Wow.
of them, though.
It would not be hard for Ulseth to carry them, so I'm carrying them.
Let's just say Alsep has them.
I would like to fish out the single one that had his sigil.
Okay. Yeah, it was the first one that you guys had opened up, and there's nothing particularly remarkable
It
about
wasn't
this
the
one.
black crystal one.
It wasn't the black crystal
Okay.
one, no.
Here's your orb,
Ah, excellent.
and we expect our payment.
As he, takes the orb and goes and sets it back on its shelf. I'm assuming you mean payment for Krom.
1,000 gold.
Yes. So he snaps his fingers, and his guards grab Krom. And then a panel opens up in the display wall that leads to another room. One you guys haven't seen before. And the guards take Krom in there, and then the door shuts behind him, and you hear a loud boom as something snaps back in place. It's funny about payment. Because you are worth quite a bit.
What? What are you talking about?
Are you talking about our good friend Bob?
Bob!
I know faces when I see them. But
I mean,
you,
clearly not.
you are wanted.
You have met Bob before?
You are wanted by the Royal Guard.
I mean, lots of people want me, but
The reward is 50,000 gold.
no, you're confusing me with somebody else. Clearly, I saw those wanted posters. That's a different dude.
That's
I
racial
know-
profiling.
Yeah,
No. You are the one they seek. I remember you from the first time that you met me. I do digging on everyone I do business with. Why do you think the Royal Guard are here? Do you think I'm able to make this business, this operation, the size that it is, simply by staying beneath the notice of the Royals? No. I hand them individuals they want. So that payment, that 1,000 gold, I figure that buys 10 minutes of time. You can take it or leave it.
I cast Charm Person.
Okay.
It's a Wisdom 15.
Okay.
This is a great idea.
I figure we don't have anything to lose here.
He's surprised by this. Your sudden movement of hands out, and he blinks for a second or two and wobbles back and forth and shakes his head and says, "What's going on?"
Our friend here, our mutual friend.
Yes, our friend.
Sweet, it
Dromar.
worked.
No, Bob.
We were just collecting our payment for bringing you Krom, and you agreed to help him get out of the city.
yeah, that's what happened.
Yes, of course. I would do
And to
that.
pay us.
I already said that part.
Yes.
We will say it again then.
He seems to kind of be cognizant that something isn't right, but also isn't resisting what you're suggesting here.
He technically only needs to treat me as a friendly acquaintance. He doesn't actually have to do what I say.
I know.
Okay, I just...
Just go with it.
all right.
Do not
I
metagame
cast
now.
bluff on the DM.
I know what charm person does.
All right, just...
Is that he reaches down and pulls out a small bag and tosses it to you. Well, it's 100 platinum.
Okay. We'll divide that up later.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I had offended you.
Yes, you did.
You can go out the back way. And he clicks a little button underneath his desk, and behind him, yet one more secret panel opens up, and it leads to a dark passageway.
The guards haven't been told we're here yet, right?
I had told them about a half hour ago that I might know where they are and come see me. They should be here soon. You should get going.
Do any of your people know about this?
Yes. Not many, but some.
Where does this tunnel lead?
It leads at the back of the chorus and into an abandoned house that I ensure it remains abandoned.
Well, thank you very much, Krom. You are a good friend.
Hey, who are you talking to?
Sorry, Ludorf. I had the name swapped. Thank you very much, Ludorf. You are a very good friend. Me,
Glad I'm not the only
Magdalene.
person that does that.
Yes, of course.
And let's go quickly because this lasts for an hour and that's it.
Yes, let's go.
Execute.
Execute.
All right, as you make your way down the back escape tunnel.
As we leave, I am going to say to them, but loudly, it's like they will never find us when we go visit the lake, that place we keep talking about going.
Oh yeah, I heard some great things about the lake.
Yes.
Like how it's good for hiding in.
Yeah, and how the water tastes great.
And then let's just run.
Run.
Yeah.
You hear the escape tunnel door swing slowly shut behind you, and then another loud boom as it closes and latches shut. You come out the other end through, it's only about 15, 20 feet that you have to go through, and you come out through this back door, this kind of hidden back panel in the pantry. So it's like closed away behind something, and you swing open this door, and you're in, like Ludorf said, an abandoned house,
Right.
presumably on the other side of the block.
The guards are probably right on the other side of the block. Ludorf's gonna realize what we just did in about 55 minutes. And you said you were really good at running away from stuff, so what do we do?
What do I see around us?
In this room, you're in basically off the kitchen, and you're in kind of a dry goods storage room just off the kitchen of this place. Everything is run down, broken. There's some kind of dry rot table and chairs. The windows are covered with fairly ragged drapes. At this point, you can just see through the doorway, and everything's got a pretty thick layer of dust. It's very just drab and, well, abandoned.
Okay.
Well, let's start by getting out of this house and seeing where we are and what's around here, and then hopefully we can make some sort of getaway.
I'll peek my head out and look around on the street.
Yeah, you're still Maggie, right?
Yeah, I'm currently Magdalene.
Looking up and down the street, you don't see any posters on this street, so presumably the, poster painters, whatever you want to call them, haven't been down this street yet.
Poster
And-
pinning pages.
Poster pinning pages. And it's kind of, it seems to be a residential street. You don't notice any businesses. There's just a few people walking up and down. But the street lights are now fully on, and the sun has sank well below the horizon. So the only lights are those little twirling, swirling lights and the moonlight.
It looks clear, Bob.
Oh, thank you, Soria.
Which direction? Yeah.
Thank you, Maggie.
Which direction is the lake in from where we are?
That would be quite a bit south. You guys
And
are
which?
sort of on the northern corner of the town,
Okay.
and the
Which-
lake is due south.
Which direction is Whitfeld in?
Whitfeld is
East.
far to the east,
Okay.
about a month's travel by foot, and probably 2 months if you went by like through the woods or off-road in general. The roads are pretty well maintained and they make travel quick, so it would probably
said-
double the time to get back to Whitfeld. About 2 months if you stayed off-road.
You said we're on the north end of town right now.
Yeah, you're in the north end of town. You can see the city wall, which isn't very big. It's only about 6 foot high. That surrounds it down at the end of the block. You're sort of in the, a quiet corner of town, just off of the entertainment block that the festival chorus is on.
Can I see any sewer entrances nearby?
Most of the city streets are littered with entryways to the sewers. They all have different access covers.
Are they numbered?
They are.
I want to check out the number on the nearest sewer entrance.
This one says 682735.
So here's what I'm thinking. We're on the north end of town right now, and Nine's good thinking on telling him we were going to the lake. So that's south of here.
Yeah, but now we can't visit the lake. That was actually a bad move on my part.
Well,
I hear really good things about it.
but it was good misdirection, if that's what you were going for. It was very good. So, they hopefully suspect we're going there, and, we can only assume they know we came from Whitfeld, so we can't go back there right now. So we can't go south and we can't go east. Since we're on the north end of town, I say we just escape north and try to, get to the next town that's on the roads and, try to stay off the roads. Maybe if there's a if we can quickly and quietly find a stable or something nearby before we leave town, you know, so we can get horses and get going a little faster. But otherwise, I think we just need to get out of here and travel north as quickly as possible.
That sounds good.
If that is what you think is best, since you are the best at fleeing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not as good as I hoped I was because they caught up with me. Or maybe I wasn't. I mean, I didn't expect them to, like, look this far out of the capital. I mean, you know, we're a ways away. I figured they'd look around the capital and maybe the surrounding farmland, but I didn't expect them to come out nearly this far to look for me. They really must want to get me.
Well, then we should probably move quickly.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
Make the flee happen.
Are we
Please
still
check.
doing the mission that we were told to do?
We are under a circumstance where we cannot do it at this moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Nines. Is that all right?
But they
I
didn't.
guess.
There wasn't a time limit on it.
Yeah.
Is there?
I mean, not that we were told. Anyway, let's get out of here.
I give Nines a pretzel.
We'll have pretzel day.
I'm gonna start leading the way out, and do I see any sort of stable or anything like that as we walk north?
And I will
Toward the
quickly
edge of the
pass 25 platinum out to each of us
Oh, thank you, Soria.
while we move. So.
So, Dromar, you don't know the area of Nordfeld very well,
Yeah.
but you know enough about Glindring to understand that Nordfeld and Whitfeld are about the most northern towns in the country. They are the northern border between that and, sort of
Wilds.
unmonitored Fervin Wilds, where
That's
the guards don't go and there's no patrols, there's nothing. So you don't have any idea if there is a town north of you. No, whether you share that or not is completely up to you. But you kind of know that you have no idea what's up here, and that your best bet to make it into unpatrolled lands is to the north, but you also don't know where you're going.
Thinking about this some more, it's dawned on me that, this and Whitfeld are pretty well the northernmost towns in Glindring,
Well,
which you may know more or less as well, Soria and Seth, because the Fervin Wilds are mostly what's north of here.
we're pretty comfortable in the Fervin Wilds if we want to hide out there.
I mean, I think that's probably our best bet, because that's the Royal Guard at least normally don't go north of here, and there might not be any towns. It might just be the wilds, but maybe that'd be a good place to travel through and hide out at for a while, especially since you two are from there and can hopefully lead the way and travel pretty easily.
Yeah.
We may not know the way, but it is easy to find a way in the Fervin Wilds.
And you have a magic compass.
Yeah.
All right.
And regular compass.
So we should keep heading out north.
Yeah, I think we should keep going north as much as we can.
I'm gonna just keep my eyes peeled for any sort of guards
Okay.
as we go.
So do you how do you want to get north? Do you want to head down the main roads? Do you want to try to climb over the wall? What's your strategy here?
I think continuing on what we were doing before of trying to seem not out of place, just traveling down the main road, just trying to get out of town as quickly as possible without running and sneaking and jumping over walls and stuff.
Like
Just
Maggie's on a mission with her entourage.
yeah,
Yeah.
just trying to seem like people who are just trying to walk out of town.
Okay.
I could turn into Ludorf and be like, get out of my way.
I mean, if you think that would help.
I don't know.
Is Ludorf wearing a dress?
Robes.
You
No, I'll stay back.
But yeah, I think we should just try to keep as low profile as possible until we're out of town.
And then we can have highest of profiles.
then
Probably not a good idea then either.
if that's what you're doing, I'm gonna have the entire group make another performance check to see how you do navigating your way through the city streets without drawing attention.
I got a 24.
I got a nat 20 plus 3, so 23.
17.
Okay.
We're doing a what check?
Performance. I gave
And
you
you have
guidance.
Oh God. 14.
All of you, having done reasonably well before, are starting to get this down a little bit of how to just move through the streets nonchalantly. There are now more individuals awake and moving about, and you take this opportunity to kind of blend into the crowds as much as you can, actually spreading out from each other a little bit, keeping some distance so as not to look as a group. And you're able to make your way towards the northernmost gate out of the city.
I assume by this point my charm person's worn off.
It's getting pretty close. I mean, it's an hour, and it probably took you about 35 minutes to make it from where you were to the northern gate, and another, 10-ish so minutes while you guys were deliberating what to do before you left. So you're getting close. You have maybe 5 to 10 minutes left.
Okay.
As we are heading north, I am recalling something perhaps important.
What's that?
That about 10 miles north of here is a Fervent Guard outpost. I do not know if that would be a good thing or if that should be something we should avoid, but I do recall that that is there.
Yeah, that's true.
Both Dromar and Nines, to help everyone refresh their memory, know what the Fervent Guard is. The Fervent Guard is kind of equivalent to, in our world, the Army Corps of Engineers. It's an official part of the Glendrangian military, but its only mission is to help discover, maintain, and reverse engineer the process that was used to create and support fervent technology that still exists. Because nobody knows how to keep this stuff working, and they just sort of take their best guess at it. So the Fervent Guard is not necessarily there for strict military operations. They're there to help understand what's going on with fervent tech and figure it out and maintain it, discover it. They actually do a lot of archaeological digs to find old pieces lost in the fervent wilds, where at one point the Glendrangian Empire had expanded into.
I think we should probably avoid them as much as we can. I think we head out of town and then, try to get off the main road. Even though they may not be actively looking for me, they may know to look for me if I go there, or, even if they don't now, after we pass through, the Royal Guard may come and they may tell us, oh yeah, we saw that dude and he went this way.
So maybe we head northeast or something.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. And that's where you all are from too, right? The northeast of here?
Yeah.
I am from the far east of the northern part of the Fervent Wilds, yes.
Yeah, I think, northeast sounds good to me. Let's execute.
All right.
Okay.
We are sneaking out the main gate, I guess, right?
We are walking out the
We're
walking
sauntering,
We're-
strutting.
We
walk
are
through the
not
main
walking
gate.
chalantly.
All right. You walk through the main gate, and as you pass underneath the arch of the doorway and everything, you look behind you, just casually glancing, and you see there's about 6 Royal Guard standing, sort of chatting with a gate guard. It's right there. And I need everyone to make a performance check once more.
Guidance. Oh no.
12.
8.
13.
Nines.
22.
Why is the bard so good at this?
Because why is the bard good at performance?
He's never been good at performance before.
Although Nines is very good at just kind of blending into the background and not being noticed.
He's very good at not
The
being
rest of
noticed.
you, the tension is starting to get to you.
It is a great stage
And it's
presence
wearing on
trick.
your nerves. So you get a little too jittery, and you're now kind of walking a little too quickly, a little too stiffly. and you catch the notice of the royal guard's eyes, and you're
Oh, my back hurts.
you're about
I am
50
walking
feet
stiffly.
away down the road, and you hear, "Hey, stop!" And
Oh, I wonder who they're yelling at. Let's just keep walking.
and they start running towards you guys.
Run!
We'll run.
Okay.
We are running
that's what
just as
desert
fast
people
as we
do.
can.
All right. Then I'm gonna
Did
bring
we get
this
out
up.
of the gate, or are we like?
You're outside the gate.
Okay.
You're about 60 feet outside the gate, and if you wouldn't mind moving the little guy up to 6, you are in a chase right now, and you all are the quarry. This
I
time.
don't like it.
Oh, how the turntables.
How the turntables have turned.
If we just rotate that, would it work?
I don't think so.
Is it just the one guard, or all 6 of them?
There's one guard there. That guard is going to be representative of the group.
Okay.
They are all moving together. To remind everyone how the chase works, there are no real rounds. Players can just call out actions they want to use them. They can only use each of their actions once in a chase scene. And if they, for example, use a spell, it does use up that spell slot. And the opponents can also do the same. There's a table that has random results on it, and that will determine whether the chaser moves up or down the ladder and whether the quarry is caught or escapes. So,
I'm going to immediately throw my caltrops behind me.
okay. Then that will... Oh, they get caught up on this one, and they actually move back.
Excellent.
You had a pretty healthy lead on this, so let's see if you can get out of this. Let's, ooh, wow. All right. Smoke bomb is thrown ahead by the chasers. It's a heavy lob, and it lands just in front of you guys and
How far
obscures
can
your
you-
vision. I need all of you
How far
to,
can they throw that?
Well, they're wearing like Iron Man armor.
yeah,
Specifically tuned
These-
for baseball.
That's like 70 feet. That's crazy.
yeah.
I
They
don't want to mess with these people.
Yeah, I really don't.
they have some abilities that,
We're making a save.
yeah.
Maybe
I
we
need,
should trip Joe Mars and end this quickly.
I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, gee.
9.
13.
7.
11.
Okay, so they move back up one as you're all sort of coughing on this, gas that they lobbed. It's just a puff of smoke, but it catches you all off guard, and you're like,
That was really annoying. Ugh.
Okay, now I'm gonna throw I've got a bag
Sand.
ball bearings. No, not the sand yet. Maybe the sand later.
That's a last resort.
Yeah.
okay.
Sand's the ultimate weapon. I'm gonna
gets
throw
everywhere.
ball bearings back at them. Yeah.
All right. Since these are just dropped things, I'm not going to make you roll any attacks, just like the caltrops were. So this armor is very impressive and allows them to do a lot of things, but it apparently really hinders their dexterity. And they fall back, kind of like tripping on the last little bits, because your road is starting to turn into more gravel and things, but you're still on the last remnants of pavement here. And they trip up. Don't fall, but they do slow down for a minute there.
And then I'm gonna, as I'm running, turn back and shoot my hand crossbow at them, trying to, the armor. How much coverage does the armor give them? Is it like full head to toe?
You
or-
sounded
The coverage is yes.
That's
the amount of coverage
They're like
they have.
hooded footy pajamas.
Yeah, this is like completely
With
like
gloves.
form-fitted armor with plating, and it covers every bit of their body. You can't see any exposed elements here.
In that case, I'm gonna fire the hand crossbow at their face, trying to obscure their vision enough. I mean, ideally, if it can do damage, great. But mostly, I'm trying to make it so they slow down and like try to cover their eyes or look away or something so that they slow down.
All right, go
I
ahead
want
and
to make
make
it
an
clear
attack
that
roll.
I am not trying to attack them.
Let's see. That's going to be a 21.
So you loose the arrow, and it is true on path, and it hits square in the face of one of the pursuing guards. There's a ping, and bounces off. They don't seem fazed by it at all. And at this
Son
point,
of a bitch.
you have caught the interest of several sort of feral dogs, and
As usual.
now they are. It's
Speak
kind
with
of
All
animal.
those pretzels, Ulsa. Throw them at him.
You're casting
Throw the
Speak with
pretzels at the
Animal.
feral dogs.
I'm casting Speak with Animal at the dogs.
okay.
What is?
Excuse me, dogs! You're not gonna believe this, but those guys over there have lots of steaks. And we tried to steal them, but they really like their steaks because they're super good steaks. So that's why they're chasing us. So you should try to get those steaks.
Make a persuasion check.
Mine's is brilliant.
That's an 18.
Steak! And like the whole pack just turns and is now running towards the guards. And their dexterity streak continues to be quite terrible. So now they have these dogs just like all over them, and it seems like they must have some orders to not just like bust through stuff, because they are now waylaid and are falling far behind. These dogs really managed to snare them up and
Good
stop
job,
them.
Mines.
Very good.
I can't believe a dog was useful for once.
You've managed to escape this time. The guards do fall behind, and you're, for the moment, out of danger.
We're 3 for 3 on chase scenes.
Yes. Dogs seem to be Bob's best friend.
But we should definitely keep running because they'll just tell someone, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
You guys are out of that chase sequence. You're far enough away where they've kind of lost track of you, but it's not impossible for them to now keep moving and find you again.
Yep, I agree. We should keep running. Also, Wilseth, I
Yes?
just remembered you and I are very inspired from our actions yesterday, and we should keep
yes.
that in mind for our future roles.
Yep.
Yes. At some point, we may need to be inspired, I believe.
I feel like there's already been a few points where we needed to be inspired.
Yes, I totally forgot about it until just now, though. So
Thank you for the remembrance.
So
You're
where are you
welcome.
guys going? Because you're still sort of actively being pursued.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we're
keep the
gonna-
pressure
We're
on you
down
here.
an alley.
we're
You're
out
in
of
the
the
city
woods
now.
now. There's no alleys.
We're gonna.
You're
Can we
outside town.
Make an alley and go into it?
I think our choices
We're gonna
are
build
run
an
or
alley.
hide.
Yeah,
I think we are too close to hide.
Well, we've
think-
lost them a little.
I think we do what Ulseth said and make our way northeast, just through the woods, not on the main path. Just, try. Hopefully, they seem to not be able to move around real good. And
I think-
hopefully the woods will trip them up, too.
I suggest that although we keep in sight of each other, we separate as much as we can to make the trail complicated.
All right, if that's what you think is best.
I think so. I have used that technique in the past.
I'm good in the woods, so I can take the lead.
All right, thank you, Soria.
All right, so you guys are
Thank
heading
you
off
again.
the road and into the forest.
Into the forest.
Yes.
I'm
We're
going
split up.
northeast.
Sori is kind of in lead. I also am good in the forest, so I will, split up, and then Dromar and Nines just need to keep one of us in sight.
Okay.
And thank you all again for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me.
Of course.
I know
Yes.
we haven't known each other for that long, but you all are my friends, and I appreciate the help.
You are quite welcome.
Apparently our friendship's worth 50,000 gold.
50,001 other. It was
Vote to
open.
me in the butt!
Yeah, I appreciate your forgiveness on that. I'm sorry about
Wait,
it.
I don't remember forgiving.
Here's 10 gold. How about that?
Buddy!
I will subtract
That
10 gold
appears to
from
be
all
the
of it.
start of a beautiful friendship.
I hope nothing bad happens to you now.
Thank you. I also hope that.
I'm going to
Nine's friendship subscription service.
Also,
on
then I will
Patreon.
try to lead us in a way in which it's hard to track.
All right, I'm gonna have, since you and Ulseth are the most familiar with this sort of terrain and are sort of leading here, I'm gonna have each of you roll nature check.
Not survival.
Not survival in this case,
Alright.
because you're trying to disappear into the woods and use your
Do you need guidance?
best sense for this.
I'm a +3.
I'm +5, so I'll give you guidance.
Okay.
21.
11.
All right. Ulseth's
Ulseth
feeling
knows
a
what
little,
nature is.
a little out of sorts at the moment, kind of frazzled from all the excitement, but
I have been a wee rat most of the night.
Soria, you're paying very close attention to the landscape and everything like that. And you find yourself making your way towards this valley where there's, you know, this sort of landscape tends to produce a bunch of very pungent plants that could help mask your scent if there were any sort of tracking dogs. And it's also an area that if you're not careful, some of these plants can cause confusion in an individual and they can get turned around. So it can also be very dangerous. So it's kind of this calculated risk that you know you can find this way. And after looking for about, quarter mile or so, you find this little valley, this signature you're looking for. It's very, very low compared to everything else. And it's constantly this little boggy formation. And there's these odd flowers that are growing there. And these flowers are the things that you know are incredibly aromatic and can cause a lot of confusion if you're not careful.
Be careful of these flowers, everyone. They're like the flowers in that original series of Star Trek episode where they shoot you in
So
the
they're
face.
gonna make us get naked and do weird things?
Yeah, so just try and not get pollinated by them.
Okay. Maybe
Perhaps
we
cover
should
your
put-
face with a
Yeah.
cloth.
Maybe
and-
with some oregano.
Yes.
Yeah, bam, bam, bam.
Oh gosh!
Oh, it's still irradiated, sorry.
No. I'm turning more and more into Dr. Manhattan. This world no longer holds meaning for me. But I do have a giant dong. This loincloth no longer fits.
And yeah, I'm gonna put cloth over my mouth and nose to try to keep out the pollen.
Yeah.
Okay. Having led your group here, you linger for a little while, letting your scent build up, and any sort of individual that would be tracking you may stumble in here. You also take a moment to obscure some of these plants and set them up almost as a natural trap for anyone that could be following you through these woods. Where do you want to go now? Where's your next move?
By the way, maybe I should give, since Soria and Ulseth, since you two are leading the way, maybe each of you should take one of my compasses.
That might make sense.
That would be wonderful. It could be of great help.
You want the
Yeah.
magic one or the mechanical one?
I will take the mechanical one. I am not that
Alright.
good with magic.
Here you both are.
Alright.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, thank you. I'm giving him to you so you can help me. So, thank you very much.
We continue to move northeast, so it's mainly north. We're east of the Fervin Guard area, I'm assuming by now.
You don't really know. Yeah,
Okay.
you knew that there was a Fervent Guard outpost north of town.
Okay.
And you also knew that it was about 3 days travel. So you're fairly certain that you're not there yet.
Okay, well then, I suggest that we continue northeast so that we continue to move away from Northville, but also away from the Fervent Guards.
Sounds good.
This would
Yeah,
be
that makes sense.
and toward an area where Zoria and I know the area better.
Yeah, that sounds great to me. I mean, I assume in the area that you know better it'll be even easier for us to outpace them and hide from them.
Yes, so we move as quickly as we can without exhausting ourselves.
And I'll give you guidance again.
Okay.
Using the same strategy of us, splitting up from each other, and Nines and Bob, keep making a separate trail.
So you're just continuing with the strategy of trying to mask things and try to elude them.
Yeah.
Yes, create multiple trails.
Gotcha.
Confusing as we can.
Okay.
Occasionally, I don't know if there's a stream, run into a stream or something. If we run into that, we want to go through it for a while. Or if we could climb a tree and go from tree to tree to get up off the ground altogether. Those are the kinds of things we want to try.
Okay.
And if we do go up into a tree, I'll also briefly take out my my telescope, my spyglass, and try to see if I can see them coming after us at all.
All right. Do you want to try to go up in a tree? Since you had talked about doing such a thing?
Are we
still
still in the giant pines?
I mean, you can be... Yeah, you are definitely still in the giant pines. There's a lot of that. And I'm sort of calculating in my head that you guys are all moving along as you're trying to describe these things in your actions to me. So if you want to try
I will just make the
tree, just let me
suggestion
know.
One way to hide a trail is to not leave a trail. And if we could climb a tree and travel from tree to tree for just some distance before we come back down, that would confuse them because our trail would simply end. So if we see a place like that, where at least one or more of us could do that, then I think we should.
That sounds good to me. I'd probably have to use my climbing kit to climb the tree, so they probably would be able to see that we got up there, but you're right, we wouldn't leave a trail after that, so.
Whatever
Would that
you
work?
guys want. I'm horrible at climbing.
Well, we could all use my climbing kit. I mean, basically, I've got a grappling hook, and I've got these pythons and rope, and I could make it, much easier for us to climb up the tree.
As I could carry all of you, perhaps.
While you were
if you
climbing?
cannot climb.
Maybe we could just live in trees, like Ewoks.
What's an Ewok?
I don't know.
Yup, yup.
We could also consider if we can make our trail hidden enough, we could try and just hide up in a tree and hope they pass beneath us.
That is a possibility as well.
We could try, yeah, if there's a good enough way to hide ourselves up there.
What? Can I try and hide our tracks?
Yeah, you can do your best to hide the track. I'll say that is a survival.
Okay, I'll give myself guidance. 21.
To the best of your, observation and ability, you've managed to obscure your tracks fairly well. You can't immediately see a way that you could have done it better.
Well, I think that we should put as much distance between ourselves and them as possible before we make an effort to hide. And if we are to hide, perhaps then we can rest.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. I think as long as we're awake, we should probably keep moving and then hide before we bed down. That sounds good, also.
Alright. Then we should just keep doing what we're doing.
Execute.
All right. Then I'm gonna have everyone make. Well, not everyone. I'm gonna have Sari and Ulseth make one more survival check here. Just gonna keep moving.
Survival.
Yeah, hiding your
Guidance.
path, trying to find a place where you could hide, rest. And I would also like each of you to make a nature check.
Each of the two of them, or
Yep, each of the two of them.
us? Okay.
So first tell me the survival results.
26.
15.
Okay.
We're not making rolls, David.
Oh,
You,
jeez.
you two are out of your element on this one.
I can tell if a nature check I have a 0.
Yeah.
I've got a +4 on nature.
So, you are. Soria, especially, is managing to cover tracks very well. She's quite practiced and used to covering her tracks up, but when she was living in her village in the Forbidden Wilds, and is masking everything quite well. What were the nature checks?
16.
8.
Okay. It takes you a while, and you're having a harder time because it is night right now.
Not today.
Well, the moon is up,
There you go. The day moon.
and that means
call
that there's
this
not
night
a
and
whole
day.
lot of light to guide by. So you're struggling a little bit, and you don't come across some place where you could really bed down until it's nearly sunrise. And when you do, you find this. It's not quite like a cave, but it is a formation of rocks that have made a little bit of a shelter. There's like a big boulder ledge that's hanging over more rock underneath, and you could all conceal yourselves reasonably well in this and rest for a while if you want to.
I want to look around. Are there any large trees with many branches out?
You
over
are
it?
surrounded by large trees, most of them pines. I mean, this area of the world around Nordfeld, most of the trees are 75 feet plus. And you're in this underbrush of fern. That's most of what you're walking through.
Do you need
I
my
will
index?
I will say this, that if we have found a place that looks like it would be good shelter, then it will be giving the same appearance to anyone who is following us. They will say, there is a place that looks like good shelter. And it would then
That makes
suggest that perhaps, if it is possible, we hide in a place that does not look like good shelter.
That makes sense to me.
Like up
So-
in a tree?
Yes, perhaps in the trees.
I mean, we would need to hide ourselves because it's going to be broad daylight.
Yes,
But
I am not sure it would be likely that they would be looking above them. I mean, however, they may be looking everywhere, but I do think that hiding in a place that looks like a good hiding place is not a good place to hide.
yeah, that makes sense. We can try getting
Alright.
up into a tree.
Let's try it.
Let's try.
Okay.
We're on the
I
clock.
imagine, Nines, I imagine that you are good at climbing.
Climbing up, yes. It's the down part that sucks.
We will worry about that later.
Oh, okay, that's Future Nine's problem. That guy sucks.
Since we're going to be hiding here, I probably shouldn't use my climbing kit because then it would be quite obvious where we are. So, if your offer still stands, well, Seth, I'll get carried up the tree by you.
You should throw him up, see what happens.
I will try to carry Bob up the tree.
Okay.
You can call me Dromar again.
Okay, Dormar.
Sure, good enough.
Ramward.
So we'll start with Seth
Man of many names.
rolling an athletics check to climb this tree with Dromar on his back.
No. God. 12.
So it is a struggle, and
This tree is much more difficult than I had anticipated.
with
I'm sorry,
Oh.
well, Seth.
a goblin on your back, it's made it more difficult than usual. But with a little bit of help from Dromar kind of clinging onto a couple of things and holding his weight as much as he can for, a moment or two at a time, you are able to make your way up into a tree. How high do you want to go?
How high is the tree?
I mean, I'll let you have your choice here. There's trees ranging from 60, 70 feet up to 150 feet.
Higher the better.
I want to go up. I want to continue going up until it begins to feel like the branches are no longer supporting us. And then once I feel that, I'm going to go 10 feet down.
And presumably where the branches are still thick enough to cover us.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Sort
It's
of
a
in
place
the
that
middle.
will safely support our weight and provide concealment.
In
Alright.
one of the taller trees.
You picking one of the taller trees, it takes you about half an hour to climb up the 50 or so feet before you start to find branches that meet your requirements and provide enough cover but enough support where you wouldn't immediately fall out of them. Drummer has a much easier time finding a branch that could support him, being, about a third of Ulseth's weight.
Yes, Jomar,
So
if
he
you
can
are
go
able
a
to go
little
up
bit
higher, you may do that.
All right, I will try to do that. Well, since you were climbing up and then back down, why don't you just leave me up there?
I'm not going back down until we are going.
And I tried to
No, I
climb
meant
up
you said
on
you were
my
going to
own.
climb up and then climb
Oh,
10
no,
feet
down
back
a little bit. Yes, I'll just leave
Yeah.
you there. Yes.
Thank you.
All right, you want to try to climb up on your own?
I'll turn into a tabaxi and try and use my claws to help.
Okay, then what I will say is, not having been, intimately familiar with tabaxi, physiology.
You don't know what I do at night.
I was about to say that exact same thing.
I guess I don't. But
As you climb,
I
know
will
what Soria
say
does at
you
night.
can add 1 to your roll.
Yeah, +0.
Maggie and Nines,
You could give yourself guidance.
Yeah,
as I was climbing, I will shout out, Maggie and Nines, if possible, I would recommend you pick a separate tree so that we are not all together.
We are 18s now.
I don't sound like that.
Yes, I do.
No, I don't.
You suck.
No, you suck.
No, you suck.
Oh,
Be like looking into a mirror down there.
Mirrors don't talk back.
I'm climbing up this tree. It's best tree.
Fine, I climbed up this tree. This best tree.
No, this tree better.
While they're
No,
arguing,
7.
You try to get up one of the trees that seems to look promising, but you just can't get a grip on it, and you're just not quite strong enough to pull yourself up
Also,
this tree.
very quickly pulls out his 2 pieces of 22-foot long rope, ties them together using 2 half hitches, and it's a real knot.
I know what a half inch is.
Yeah, and and drops it down to
9s.
9s, 2 9s, 18, and says, if you need assistance, grab onto this rope.
I grab onto the rope.
You may either climb it or I will pull, or together we will make you here.
You might be better pulling. I am a very weak little kitty.
Then you can.
I pull one of the 9s.
I'm gonna say that this is you, Ulseth, assisting Soria. Soria 9s. And you can now roll with advantage and add 1.
Guidance.
Sorry, tie the rope around you first, just in case you fall. So
I
that
can't
Is
hear
it
your
still
whispers up
athletics or
there.
strength or what?
You don't have to do anything, Ulseth, to assist.
18.
Okay, with Ulseth's assistance,
No.
pulling this rope up and the claws of a tabaxi kind of digging in, you manage to make your way up this tree. The branches are getting a little crowded at this point.
Yes, it is crowded. You must find a place of your own somewhere above me where you can remain hidden and still not break a branch.
I turn
Well,
into
Seth really wants the bottom bunk.
yeah. I turn into a green-colored kobold, very thin.
Okay. Yeah, with that transformation, you can make it up to almost the same height. And now that the branches are close together, and there's some easy climbing points, which really aren't available lower in the tree, that have been all shaded out. You're able to get up almost as high as Dromar is. But even then, the branches are starting to get kind of crowded.
Hi, Romar.
Hi, Cobalt Soria.
9s, do you need assistance in climbing your best tree?
I think I'll go up other tree. This tree seems crowded.
You're too cool for this tree.
So, Nines, you
Tree
can
sucks.
pick whatever tree you want, and
This tree was gentrified.
you can roll with advantage. Being a
All the
naturally good
bougie people
climber.
in this tree.
I just go to a close adjacent one where I might be able to get across one of the branches if need be.
Those tree people think they're so cool with their full-length pants.
Well, I rolled a 1 and a 2, so
Welcome to our tree.
Okay,
I
so
got a 5.
you
don't
go to
even
the
make it to
first
the first
tree,
branch.
and you're scrambling up as best you can, but it's a little slick with moss and dew and everything, because this is a pretty rainy part of the world here, and you're just not able to get a good grip into this one. I'll let you try a different tree if you want, and you can roll it.
This tree sucks. I'm going to a different one. This is a terrible tree. I don't even know what I was thinking. And I got a 5th. You said acrobatics check?
Athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah.
That's a 12.
It takes you a little bit of time to kind of shimmy your way up, but you're a pretty skilled climber, and you find a slightly shorter tree, being a little tired out from your first effort, but you get up high enough and you find some branches in a nearby tree. You're about 20 feet away, and you all are like 50 feet plus in the air at the moment.
Who
Now that we're
wants
all
dinner?
up here.
Jomar.
I would love some dinner. Thank you. But first, why don't I check with my spyglass to make sure they're not anywhere nearby?
Good idea.
Good idea. Yes.
I'll start cooking.
What?
Cooking in the tree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
all right.
look around. And
Go
see if I
ahead,
can...
and I'm going to say, since you're looking for something specific and you're scanning the forest, instead of perception, I'm going to make this an investigation.
Okay. Do I get advantage because I've got my spyglass?
I'm going to say
Guidance.
you don't have advantage because you don't know exactly where to look, so you're just being very thorough.
Okay. And you said investigation.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. 14.
You look around for a while, taking about 20 minutes to sort of scan towards the Nordfeld part of this area, sort of back in the direction that you came. You don't see any signs of Royal Guard moving through. You notice there's plenty of nature. There's some deer. You even see an elk moving through the forest. After a while of looking out, there's a couple of wolves that move beneath all of you, but no guards.
Okay. I don't see any guards, so hopefully we're safe for a little while at least.
I hope so
Those
too.
wolves?
We should probably, yeah, there are wolves down there. There's
need-
a lot of animals. We're in the woods now.
I need to
but
make
where
a
the-
technical correction. For those of you out there who know your knots, you know that you do not use 2 half hitches to connect knots.
Yeah, I
Ropes.
wasn't gonna
You
correct
use-
you on that one.
I will
but-
correct myself. I use a sheet bend, which is the way that you use to connect 2 ropes.
You would
you
know
go.
better than I know many names of knots.
Yes.
I have no idea what
I
you
remembered
do.
that now. So that's a retroactive in time correction for those of you who were going to call me out on my knots.
Yeah, 2 half hitches would just come undone.
Yeah.
I mean, you
it
can
would.
still spam our chat. It helps engagement.
You can if you haven't already. Okay, I understand, but that was correct.
I don't know if chat's going crazy because I don't monitor chat while we're playing. But
We are
If
well
anything
known for
could
our
get it
not
going,
experts in chat.
yeah. If anything could get him going, it would be knots.
watch one of our viewers is just like, that son of a bitch.
Just correcting a mistake in general is the favorite thing on the internet.
Well, if you ever want to know, if you don't know something and you want an answer, go on to any internet forum, post something that you know is objectively wrong, and you'll get the answer you're looking for.
I will cook us some dinner. I'll pull out my frying pan that I spent money on and go.
Oh, yeah, that we don't need
Blame
fire
on.
for. Awesome.
The frying pan kind of vibrates for a moment and then is emitting heat. And
I'll cook up some of my
So-
rations, add some oregano, grab some pine nuts from up here, probably.
I like that oregano has
Yeah, you
become
can-
your signature spice.
so, you're kind of creating this, what would be in our world, kind of an Italian dish. You've got pine nuts, you've got some oregano.
Soria grows a curly mustache.
On my kobold.
Yeah.
When the moon's in the sky like a big piece of pie.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm looking for approval.
That's amore. There you go.
Do I
I
need
eat
to?
amore. I love eels.
I don't have any more on me.
Oh, got my hopes up.
So, other than some pine nuts and oregano, what are you trying to cook? I am curious about that.
Not boulette egg. I have 10 cave mushrooms
You do have 10 cave mushrooms.
and
You've
a
got
cave
rations.
potato.
There's wolves.
I
if you
also
need some
have
meat.
like rations, just generic rations.
Yeah, the rations are like, they're dry goods.
Probably some jerky in there or something.
Yeah, things that don't typically spoil easily.
I have some rations if
I'll make sort of a beef jerky with mushrooms and pine nuts and oregano.
All right, I mean, now, do you
Sounds
happen
edible.
do you happen to have any oil with you?
I have
kinda curious.
lamp oil.
No, don't use that.
Don't use the lamp oil.
Kids, don't use lamp oil for cooking.
I will. I don't have any sort of fat on me.
no, I have a big water skin though. I can give you water and you can
Yeah,
stew
it's-
it.
I'll stew it, yeah, in the pan.
All right,
That's probably better anyway, since there's jerky in there. You want to
Yeah, soften
soften
it
that
up.
up some. Yeah.
so that you create sort of this slurry, this Italian slurry of shredded beef and some oregano and some pine nuts, and you let that, simmer. And yeah, I can say, get that, bag of spices, so you can season it how you like. It comes
Mostly
out.
with oregano.
And irradiation.
Why don't you make
Oh yeah, you still have that.
why don't you make just like a cooking check to see how good this comes out?
Cook's utensils check.
Yeah.
What's the ability score with that?
Wisdom. You can use
Wisdom?
wisdom
Okay.
with this. Yeah.
I'm cooking by feel, not by recipe.
Yeah, it's all good cooking.
Guidance. Oh, not great, but not the worst. So that's 18.
Yeah, you come out with a surprisingly edible dish, given your limited supply.
Thank you, Soria. This is
Thank you.
surprisingly edible.
You're welcome. I don't have a ball, so everyone just has to gather around. We'll just pass the pan around.
That works for me.
Yeah, I have a mess kit, so
Oh yeah, I have a mess kit too, actually. So we do have both.
Nines is a little out of
I've
luck
got
on
a
this one.
knife.
He's
I
in
can
another
shoot with
tree.
that.
Oh yeah.
Screw you guys, I have rations. This bun has Skittles in it. That's the best one.
I mix
the rainbow
M&Ms in
nines.
your Skittles.
You're not chaotic evil, so
Is there anything else you want to do before you bed down for the evening? As
I
best
do
you can?
believe we should keep watch.
I agree. I agree.
I take my rope, one of my two pieces of rope, having untied the sheep bends so that they're separate now, and lash myself comfortably to the trunk of the tree, so that if I doze off, I don't fall off. And I ask
Good idea.
those rest of you, if you are concerned about falling from the tree, and you do not have your own rope, I have one that you may use.
I'll use my rope to tie myself loosely to the tree with a questionable knot that has no name.
I was going to take my rope and my bedroll and fashion a makeshift hammock, if I can.
Gotta sleep in comfort.
Yeah, that's right.
The way you described it made me think of like an H.P. Lovecraft, the knot that has no name.
A non-Euclidean. I like to tie a non-Euclidean knot.
If you even look at this knot, you will go insane.
How much sanity damage do I take?
Well, after looking at those runes, you have a new idea of how like the structure of space
I base these
works.
knots off of those runes.
Yeah.
All right.
For
What
some
time-
reason, the knot just goes around the entire tree and back and forth
Yeah.
in a runic shape.
What time of night or day, however you wish to refer to it? Where's the sun?
The sun is starting to crest over the horizon now.
Okay, so we must keep watch in shifts.
Okay.
Do you?
I can take the first watch, or
Yes.
whichever one.
Well, you can see well in the dark, and I cannot, so that would be good. I will take second.
All right.
And you can always ask, like, what time of day is it? I mean, that works. Like, they still call it day, so don't worry about it.
I'm gonna take out my Casio. What time does it say?
Just in case, I'm going to change into my leather armor.
Okay, so you're not gonna,
Awkwardly.
so you're willing to, lose a night of sleep.
To change into leather armor.
Are you trying to sleep in your leather armor, is what I'm asking.
Oh, that's a good point. Never mind.
I mean,
I was
under
thinking
the rules of
I would take the armor class.
this campaign, one night without sleep or bad sleep will not give you a point of exhaustion, but a second night would.
Yeah, I'll help keep watch anyway. I still have a spell slot, so I'm gonna put on my leather armor and help keep watch,
Okay.
just to have the extra AC.
Assuming that
I
nothing
think we could
happens
do
while you
with-
do this.
Just
One
one only
person
needs
on
to
watch at a
watch.
time.
Yeah, you may rest. You could take third shift.
Okay.
I mean, assuming that nothing bad happens, you guys aren't doing anything particularly stressful, and this will count as a long rest, even if it does not necessarily count as a good night of sleep for all of you.
How long?
Nice. Are you willing to take last shift?
Fine.
It will be a fine shift, yes, indeed.
All right. Well, let's sleep.
Execute.
Execute.
So I'll be on the first watch
Okay.
with
You
my spyglass.
And I'll give
out,
you guidance before I go to
constantly
sleep.
scanning.
you all do your best to get some shut eye with the sun rising up over the horizon. Now, some of you making, quick
Questionable decisions.
quick work of trying to find a blindfold to cover your eyes so you can get a little rest. And that's where we're going to take a little break. While you're up in the trees, dangling, dozens of feet off the ground, where you could easily fall to your death if you fell at almost any angle,
Gee,
really.
Thanks. When you put it that way, it sounds dangerous.
I mean, this is your decision. You guys wanted to be in the trees. So we will take a break and be back shortly, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. See you soon. Welcome back, everybody. We just got back from our break, and where we left off, everyone of the group was, well, up in a tree and trying to get a little bit of rest while they are running away from the royal guards of Glindring, chasing Dromar. As we return to the group, it's starting the first shift. And who was taking the first watch? I think Dromar.
Dromar was, yeah.
Okay.
And he's gonna also try to, like I said, he has his spyglass out. He's also gonna try to hide as best as he can, since he's, awake and actively like looking around. He's gonna try to hide behind the branches while he looks and stuff, and not make himself visible.
Okay. I want you to make an investigation check to keep an eye out on things, looking for guard.
You know what? That was very terrible. I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
I did say I cast guidance before I went to sleep.
You did.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a 3 on the die though, so
no.
it was pretty bad. So I'm gonna use my inspiration.
All right.
That was 10 better, so that's going to be 13 plus 1 plus, you said investigation?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 6, so 20. Dirty 20.
All right. Through your watch, you keep a very close eye on all of your surroundings, trying to take in every little bit of movement, focusing on all the noises and smells and sounds that you can perceive. Nothing about this.
Mostly oregano.
Nothing about this passage of time causes any alarm for you, and it passes without any incident. You don't see guards. You don't see anything that arouses your suspicion or makes you nervous. And by the end of your watch, who is taking second?
Ulseth.
All right.
Dromar is starting to feel a little more relaxed. His anxiety has been pretty up all day ever since they stepped out of the Company of Blade's house, but he's starting to feel like maybe they're getting away. So yeah, he'll go and wake up Ulseth, and he feels like he's been on edge all day. He's ready to go to sleep. So
Ulseth, wake up, it's your watch.
Yes.
I didn't see anything.
Oh, that is good. That is good news.
I'm hoping we're in the clear, for now at least.
Well, I will take the next.
Thank you. Would you like to borrow my spyglass? It might help you.
I have never used one of those before.
It's pretty easy. You just it's collapsible. You just uncollapse it like this. You pull it out, and you just hold the small end up to your eye, and you look through it.
Let me try.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, that is amazing. Things are much bigger then.
Yeah.
They are bigger than they are. Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
I would
you can
like.
see things far away like they're up close.
I will use that during my watch. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, and feel free to give it to the other people on watch as well, Saurian Nines.
I will do that when it is their turn.
Thank
So
you.
I begin my 2-hour segment of watchness.
I'm gonna go to sleep
All right.
in my hammock.
You also make an
Spying
investigation
with
check.
this amazing thing.
Yep. Let's see if you see anything.
Investigation. And what does your inspiration do?
It allows you to have
get it.
advantage, so you can basically re-roll.
Get rid of that because there's nothing higher than a 8 on it. Oh, much better. Nat 20.
Nice.
That's a lot better.
Maybe.
Baby.
Um,
I'll keep this one.
you find this new tool incredibly interesting, and you spend all of your 2-hour watch staring intently through it, scanning every inch of the forest that you can, but keeping your, focus within the direction that you came from, roughly, and towards Nordfeld, assuming that there's probably not going to be guards coming from the opposite direction of where the guards were. And you're looking around, keeping an eye on things, but nothing dangerous seems to appear. You do see, plenty of interesting sights. You watch squirrels and chipmunks and birds of all sorts flying about, but not any guards.
Okay. And it's the end of my watch, and so I go, Zoria, it is time for you to watch.
Okay.
I saw nothing other than fauna.
I'm a kobold right now. Okay.
I saw interesting fauna. Drumar has lent us this spyglass device that allows us to see things that are small
I've
as,
seen him use it before.
and you know how to use it.
Yeah.
Well then, here, take your watch.
Question. Did I get enough sleep to get my spell slots back?
You haven't completed the full long rest yet.
Okay, but...
Assuming that nothing interrupts your restful period, you can.
Okay.
To be clear, sleep does not necessarily equate to a long rest and vice versa.
Alright. I will keep watch, hopefully with perception instead of investigation, because I'm way better at it.
I'm going to keep the rules consistent. You are looking for something specific and scanning specific areas. Sensitive perceiving, you are looking for signs that there are movements. You're looking for specific things.
Well,
Thus, investigation.
I'll give myself guidance.
This is like a smoker kobold.
I don't know. I'm not great at voices. Leave me alone.
I love it.
I'm loving the voice.
This kobold is just...
Well, that's
Kobolds
9
on 12
then.
packs a day.
That's a 9 then, because I didn't get to use my perception.
Did you give yourself guidance though?
Yeah.
You just keep coughing while you're trying to look. And
Even though you are familiar with how this device is used, you're less familiar with using it well. And you have a little bit of trouble just kind of keeping that image steady and everything like that. All of the problems that can beset someone when they're trying to use a optical device.
I feel like I would just give up on it pretty quick.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so you don't notice anything as the hours pass. And the sun is crossing midday horizon and getting lower in the sky now as your watch comes to an end.
It's day, night, everyone.
I believe
Day night, everyone.
It's Nine's turn.
Oh, are we each taking a turn? It's 9s as well?
I believe that Nines is taking a
okay.
turn, yes.
9s.
What?
It's
That's what you sound like.
At least I don't sound like stupid cat.
No, I sound like Smart Cat.
You're a spyglass.
You're over another branch. It would be funny to drop it, but that would,
But it's very expensive.
They are actually quite expensive.
yes, they are.
I'll just keep an eye out. You finish sleeping or whatever.
Okay, thank you.
I go off to the side of my branch and I just kind of like flop down so my arms and legs are off the sides of it.
Just
And I'm just gonna stare off.
you're gonna monorail the branch.
Yes. And I'm just gonna stare in the direction that we came from.
Oh,
Okay,
I can't reach him to give him
how?
guidance.
No, you can't. Are you like the way you described it made it seem much more just like whatever. I'm just looking at that horizon. So are you just sort of kind of lazily looking in that direction, or are you actively looking for things?
I'd say I put more emphasis on listening for things than looking.
That's fine.
So you're just staring, but your ears are going.
Go ahead and make an investigation.
I'm terrible.
Just like
at
all
that.
the others.
Oh, even though I have a -1, I still got a 17.
Nice.
Aren't we fancy?
Yeah.
You don't notice anything during the first part of your watch. Dromar.
Or during the second part of your life.
This is one of those times where the DM is alluding to potential doom. Dromar, as you're trying to get a few moments of shut-eye and some rest, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. And I need you to subtract 10 from your total.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh my.
10.
Yes.
Sounds awesome.
Dromar, you look like you need some inspiration.
Wish I'd actually. That's a fine roll. I was gonna say I wish I'd saved my inspiration, but that was good. So that's gonna be 21. So 11.
While you are resting, you begin having this kind of piercing, probing dream state. And it doesn't feel like a normal dream, and you're sort of aware of this happening. Almost like a lucid dream where you feel like you can interact with this. And you see this, dragonkin individual, clad in a robe, but the colors of the Royal Guard. And you recognize they are standing in the company house of the Company of Blades in Nordfeld. They are focusing intently as they stand in your room. And they're sort of looking around, and you see that their eyes are glazed over, just all white. It's completely vacant in their eyes. And then they look up and over, and they are now staring directly into your eyes, and you are just locked with this person. And you cannot move, just stuck in this position. And this individual that's watching you, this dragonkin, simply says, "They're in the forests. Northeast. Send them there. They'll find them." And then you wake up, sweating bullets, just in
Ow! Bullets are coming out of my sweat glands.
What an
in
American
an
way to
absolute
sweat.
panic.
Oh shit! Everybody, wake up! Wake up! They
awake.
use some sort of spell. They know where we are. We need to get out of here.
Did you wake me up with enough time to get my spell slots back?
I don't know. That's between you and God.
Nature.
So this is, if you divide everything up, in like a 2-hour period, this is in the last hour of Nine's watch that this is happening. So this would be like hour 7. You're not quite to that full 8-hour mark for long rest yet. However, keep in mind, you haven't done anything stressful yet, so you are still actively taking that rest, whether you complete it or not.
Although, wait a minute. So you said that light cooking can count.
Oh.
So before we bedded down for the 8 hours, we did spend some time doing light cooking and eating, which I assume took at least an hour. So she's probably had at least 8 hours of low activity.
Wow.
And it was definitely light cooking because there was no oil.
No oil, no heavy cream.
Limited protein.
I'm gonna say that's a pretty good argument, and I'll allow that one.
Huzzah!
I'll allow that. That is a very good point. That for a little while you did some light cooking and resting before you really started to take watch and do everything. So I'll allow that.
Awesome.
Nice. So I will shake everybody awake, and I'll say,
There was a dragonkin. He was in the Company of Blades house. I knew we should have left Sol off the note not to betray us. And he used magic to find. He looked right at me. He told them right where we are. He said to go northeast in the woods, and we're in the trees, and they'd find us. So we need to get out of here.
Dromar, did you put any weird mushrooms in that meal last night?
No, I didn't. I didn't put any weird mushrooms, anything in the meal. We need to get out of here. I'm freaking out, man.
Good. Very convincing.
Let's get down from here.
That's okay. I agree. We will leave. Does anyone need assistance getting down?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I tie my 2 pieces of rope back together using the appropriate knot this time.
Faster, faster. faster, roll,
not?
faster,
Which not?
faster,
Sheet bend,
faster.
sheet bend. I do this. And lower
She
it.
got
I
wrong
hold
again.
on to it and lower Jomar and whatever you are.
I'm a kobold.
Do you have a name?
Soria.
I lowered.
Sorry, yeah, the smoker.
I lowered Jomar and yes, both to the ground. You can both get on together.
And I'll give
I
you
will go.
guidance.
And I lower them to the ground. Do I need to do anything?
No, I'm just gonna let you have that one. I mean,
Okay.
you have,
Okay.
you
We're
have
on
a
the
rope,
ground.
you are anchored, and you're slowly climbing down.
Nines, do you need
just gonna let you
assistance
have
as
that.
well?
I am gonna turn back into Maggie because that's who they saw with Dromar. Once we're on the ground and I don't need to be small anymore.
That's fine, yeah.
Nines, do you need assistance?
And I'll
No,
collect
I
the
don't need
rolling rope and
assistance.
everything.
I
Okay.
just roll over.
You just fall like 60 feet out of the tree.
Catch
Yeah,
up.
and while I'm falling, I pull the feather out of my hat and I cast Featherfall.
In slow motion.
And then I land on my
your
feet.
internet.
And I climb down.
Since Tabaxi always land on their feet. Yeah, you do a flop fall, and Ulseth, you manage to. Do you take the rope down?
Well, yes, I was just holding it.
Then I will have you make an athletics check, since you have nothing to assist you in climbing down.
And I did give you guidance.
7.
I had given you guidance
Oh, well then.
before we started climbing.
11.
You're a little clumsy, and you stumble
As
the last
usual.
like 12 feet or so.
Being
but
stealthy and quiet and not
it
hurting
doesn't
the tree.
really do much other than kind of fall on your butt and might have a little bruise there, but you're okay otherwise.
The funny thing is, you're actually in range of Featherfall.
That was very
so, yeah.
amusing, haha.
We could have all just feather fall down probably. But
I don't think I've ever told you guys I had Featherfall.
no.
No.
We had just assumed
This is-
you were it's a tobacco.
This is the most Nines thing. Just like, I could cast a spell. Why would you care?
Alright.
Okay.
So where should we go? Dromar?
I mean, he sent them northeast, which is where we are, but maybe we should change directions. Maybe from here we should go, I don't know, northwest or something. I mean, I think we need to keep going north.
Maybe
but-
we should just go straight west because northwest would take us right to the Fervent Guard.
Yeah.
West
well,
would take us back toward Northfield. We could go south. We could go southeast.
We could just go straight north.
Yeah, we
Yes, let us do that.
could. Alright, let's go.
Okay.
Same
Execute.
plan as before.
Yeah.
I use the
Execute.
compass to help guide us north.
Now that you're back down, making your way north, go ahead and you two make
Guidance.
nature and then survival checks. Let's see if you can find anything that can help you.
Nature first.
Yeah, nature first and then
16
survival. Okay.
18.
and then 17.
And you
survival.
said survival.
Yep. See if you can find. Basically, we're seeing if you can find anything within
12.
this environment that can help, and then trying to clear your tracks behind you. You said 12 was your survival roll? Mm-hmm. Okay. Between the two of you, you're now starting to get a little bit better lay of the land here and where things lead. You managed to make your way to a stream. You know, it's not quite large enough to be a river, but you know, it's a little bit larger than like a little babbling brook kind of thing. And you now have a clear path that would be very quick to move up further north. So you can take that if you want, and it would allow you to move a little more quickly than before and get some more distance because this stream has, you know, cleared out everything in its way. And you do manage to fairly well obscure your trail behind you.
We're walking in the stream.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just keep an eye out in all directions since we're on high alert.
Yes.
Yep.
I know, Nines, that you do not care to be in water, but please walk in the stream.
Dromar just
I
keeps
went
saying
through
over and over
entire
again.
sewer with you guys.
Yes, I know
Without-
that
I
you
can
do not.
handle stream that doesn't smell like Fazoli's.
Oregano.
Story's just like constantly dropping oregano. In
Yes, we will find you, Dromar. We just have to follow this trail of oregano.
This
Sorry,
this
stop it
stream,
with the oregano.
I'm sorry, I do it when I get nervous.
This is how they're gonna catch us.
you take some time to follow this stream, moving a little bit more quickly than you were able to before, and this leads you to the source of this water flow, which it's kind of a cave system. This is flowing out from the mouth of a small cave, and you don't know how deep it would go, but it would provide some cover.
Press on or hide?
I say we keep pressing on as long as we're able to stay awake.
I agree. It is one more of those things where it looks like a good place to hide, which makes it not a good place to hide.
Yeah.
Let's hide in an
Well, Seth, are
open.
you sure you weren't some sort of sneak thief in a former life or something? You know a lot about hiding places.
He was a hunter.
I did hunting, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's very
needed-
similar.
Yes.
You just steal things' lives instead of their stuff.
Yeah, it's way more morally acceptable.
Thank you for pointing out the moral ambiguity of my survival.
yeah, lives are worth less than property. We all know that.
That's really depressing.
Oh no. We will not
Hashtag
go in the
America.
cave. We're gonna find.
Ulsa suddenly freezes in his tracks in a quandary of moral uncertainty, just ruminating and looking up into the sky going, oh no, has my entire life been a lie? What should I do now? Can I go on? Should I go on?
Yes.
Sorry, hit him in the face with some oregano. Snap him out.
Oregano. Just switch
Thank
to
you.
tofu. Move on.
All right.
Dromar, that was most unsettling.
So are you
I'm sorry,
heading into the
Olsen,
cave
I'm
then?
just-
No, we're
I'm all
moving.
nervous and
past the
everything.
cave.
You're moving past the
I don't know
cave.
what's up and what's down anymore.
Okay. This will end the stream that you're following.
Yes.
Okay.
Not this stream. You guys keep watching.
Yeah, please.
How do I end it on Twitch?
Hashtag streaming, hashtag live.
You just quit the video call.
yeah. Stream is over, huh?
Goodbye, everybody.
No. Don't listen to them.
So
Moving on.
you
We exit the... No.
You who are watching the stream,
Waterway.
please disregard this next sentence.
The rivulet. We are in a rivulet, and we exit the rivulet
oh, well stated.
and head north.
Okay.
Execute.
Make another nature and then survival. Let's see if you
Just
find
maybe
anything
don't
else
say
that could help
execute
you.
around the guards. They might get the wrong idea.
Oh, I will be careful.
Nature.
Okay.
Nat 20 survival.
Nice.
27.
13 nature
Okay.
and 14 survival. It was the first double digit in a long time.
So you make your way, through the woods. They're, growing. These trees are growing ever taller the further north that you go. Now, most of these trees are into the 7,500 feet range.
I use Fury of the Small on the trees.
Just kick it.
Yeah.
Stupid tall tree.
It is also now beginning to rain more heavily, and the sky is quite dark.
Nines is not amused.
So you are wet, there's hardly any light to navigate by, and it's becoming more and more difficult to move. This means that it's been very easy, and you've been quite successful at hiding your tracks, because everything is being washed away quite quickly at this point. So you continue northward, and this has been about 3-4 hours since you left your previous night's encampment.
I suggest that we continue on.
Yeah.
I agree.
Don't think we have
weather-
a better plan.
No, the weather that makes it difficult for us to move also makes it difficult for them to follow.
Yeah.
Unless they have umbrella technology.
Well, we have hoods. That helps.
Yeah.
I know for some of you it might be hard to see now. Do you think it's safe that we use our lanterns?
No, I do not think so.
Probably, and it's also raining. It'll be hard.
Well, my lantern would be fine. It's a hooded lantern. It's
Right.
made for this type of thing. But
Why don't you just take the lead, you two dark vision folk?
okay.
Making me
I'll move into the lead.
Okay.
And I'll give you guidance then, if you're leading.
Okay.
All right. Because it's so heavily raining and so dark, you're gonna make the same survival and nature checks. Nature first, then survival, and you're gonna make them a disadvantage because it's very hard to maneuver. And that's kind of where we're at right now. This is like a torrential rainfall, and it's a slog.
So me and Nines are both making these now.
If Nines wants to also try to make these, he can.
Well, they told me to help.
Who are you giving guidance to?
I feel like Nines would benefit from it more.
Accurate.
So,
I
Which
never
one's
get
first, you said?
guidance.
Nature is first.
Okay.
I got an 8.
I got
With
a 19.
Okay.
Yes, with guidance.
And with
Well,
disadvantage?
disadvantage, I rolled a.
Yeah, I rolled a
Oh, wow.
nat 15 and nat 17.
Oh,
so,
nice. All right.
Yeah.
And now for the survival check.
guidance again.
That's a 12.
I got a 10.
All right. Well, you're still able to cover up your tracks as you move through this torrential downpour, and that hasn't been any sort of a problem for you all. But you have no idea where you're heading. You can like tell, hey, we're going north or west. You can know the direction, but everything is just such a mess at the moment with all the rain and the lack of light. You don't know like where any features are. So you're just sort of stumbling almost blindly through the woods at this point, unsure of where you're going.
Dromar,
But you
if we
continue
get
on.
captured, I'm gonna tell them that you kidnapped me so they take me someplace warm.
All right, that makes sense. I mean, if they do catch up to us, I will turn myself in. We definitely can't take them in a fight. I mean, they will just fuck our shit up. I mean, my crossbow didn't even do anything, and I hit the guy in the face. And
No, that's really badass. For
Yeah.
him, not you. It
no,
looked
yeah,
pathetic
for
when he
him,
did it.
yeah, I agree. It's badass, but it
I
sucks
mean-
for us. But yeah, I don't want any of you guys to get hurt or captured or anything. I mean, you didn't do anything wrong.
That's right, I never do anything wrong.
I don't agree with that statement, but regardless, I don't want any of you to get in trouble for my past. So I will, if it comes down to it, I'll turn myself in, or I'll go and say whatever I need to so that you all can get away.
Wow, you really earned that sort of loyalty.
Oh, thank
From all
you.
your loyalty.
Yes.
Well, and you all are being very loyal too. I wish we all had short swords of loyalty, or long swords, or Alashalar swords, or whatever.
Or a stick.
Or a stick. Jomar,
Yeah, or a stick.
do you think you can continue on through this terrible weather?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
Do I feel like I can continue on in this terrible weather?
I mean, you guys could keep moving. It's taking a lot out of you, and you're getting tired. Just
Maybe we
physically
should-
tired.
Maybe we should bed down and hide and wait for the weather to let up, and then maybe we can actually travel in the daylight and then sleep at nighttime and get back on our normal schedules, and then we'd be better hidden at night anyway.
I'll look around for. Wait, we don't want an inconspicuous place, according to Olsen. I'll
could-
look for an open field.
We, We
We're
have,
look
great
for a
for torrential
hilltop.
down.
We're just gonna sleep on top of the hill.
we have, having been in a sewer, this may not be too terrible. I suggest that we disguise ourselves as piles of muck and mud, which should be quite
Alright.
easy. Should be quite easy right now.
Hopefully more mud than muck.
Yes, there was enough muck.
Yeah.
Yes. I will.
But
All right.
I want to look for a place to camp.
All right, do you want to keep moving a little bit and try to find a better place? Because right now you're just in, the usual.
Yeah, we'll keep
Yeah.
moving a little bit. We'll just try to. We're just looking for a place to. encamp.
We're looking for a place with like, what do they call them? Tumults or something? Little mounds of dirt that are kind of scattered
Or maybe
around.
like some
Uneven.
down trees or
Yeah,
something that we could.
very uneven ground with shrubs and stuff.
Okay. Who wants to try to guide?
I
I
will.
will. Oh,
Well, you're rolling
Either
with
way.
disadvantage anyway.
I think anybody's rolling a disadvantage.
At this point, yeah. Anybody's going to roll with disadvantage.
If it's a survival check, I get a good bonus.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me.
Then,
I will inspire you.
Oh,
Keep me dry.
then go ahead and make the rolls.
Disadvantage.
Yes.
Is this? Oh, it's both.
Yep. Just like we've been doing.
The first one is a 16 nature,
Okay.
and my survival is not as good.
But
11.
you have bardic inspiration.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Oh, 17. I rolled a 6 on that.
Alrighty. You doing your best to guide the group through everything. Eventually find, basically a little pond, and there's, piles of branches and needles and some dirt around it. And everything could be mud at this point, but there's also some rocks and things that you could work with to try and obscure yourselves. You took some time. And this is what you've come across. You have some materials to try to disguise yourselves, but not, not like, oh, hey, let's hide under this perfectly concealed rock.
I grab as many branches as I can,
Okay.
small branches, and disguise myself as a beaver house on the edge of the pond.
That's going to be a big-ass beaver house.
Yep. We're a beaver.
They're dire beavers.
I'm gonna
Dire
try
beavers.
can I find like a something that, like a tree that's got like, just the bark left and all the wood's rotted away, or something that I could hide inside of, or something like that. Something small that I could fit into and hide in there.
There is enough of a hole that you could maybe take a minute to carve it out of some now long dead tree. You'll probably have to deal with some termites, although knowing your dietary preferences, that might not be so bad.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I will do that. I will hollow that out and make it, and then make it so I can go in and put
Fine.
like leaves or branches or something over the top.
9's just erects a tent and makes a campfire.
They won't expect that.
Hiding in plain sight.
If they come searching, they'll just find the cat and move right along.
They went that
Meow.
way.
Meow meow.
They
Bro,
tried
I've
to
never heard
steal
of
all my
him.
stuff. They
Okay.
even stole
So
bottom
we're
half
going
of
for
my
pond
pants.
camouflage. So
Yep.
I'll turn myself into a muddy brown bullywug.
right.
And submerge myself in the pond with just my head sticking out.
Okay. Yeah, you are bullywugging it up, and your eyes. This is the first time that you've transformed into something so very different, because the placement of a bullywug's eyes are very different from most of the other humanoid shapes you've taken in the past. and it's a little disorienting at first. But you find yourself sitting kind of just below the water's surface with your eyes above it looking around and are almost enjoying this unique perspective.
I'm enjoying this unique perspective. I
Does
can't
he-
do the Muriel voice.
Quiet, sorry.
Broke.
I look on it in silent admiration at the hiding ability of Zoria.
She did very well. I'm not even gonna make you make any sort of check for pulling that off. It's great. I am waiting for Nines to see what he does
big of a
before I ask
bonfire you
everyone to
make.
make a check to see how well they've hidden themselves.
I was just going to. I see that Olsef constructed a shelter, and I'm just going to invite myself into it.
That checks out.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, Nines.
Makes sense.
Hello, Olsef. This is a nice place. It is mine now.
All right. Then
He's just like pushing
Until I get
over
bored.
Ulseth
This is my
and
spot.
Ulseth and Dromar make a survival check. Nines, do you want to help Ulseth out at all, or
He lays
No.
down and
Okay.
pushes his legs out against Olsef.
I go to wherever it's already finished, and I claim that as my spot.
Oh, jeez.
I got a nat 20.
all right?
I didn't.
Clearly,
No, it's too late.
Oh, 5.
Nines said not.
Nines is making this very difficult for you.
Nines is like, this isn't roomy enough. And he's moving the branches
If
around.
you do want to try again, you may make one more attempt at this type of lodging.
Guidance.
Olsef, this is great place, sort of, kind of. I am inspired for you. By that I mean I'm going to inspire you to do better. You could do better.
I can do
Could
better.
also assist
could
him,
hardly-
Nines. That might help him too if you
I
assisted
could hardly
him.
do
Oh, I
worse.
can't hear anything with all this rain coming down.
I gave you guidance this time.
And you're bardically inspired by my words. You don't
Actually,
sound inspired.
You
I'm
should-
going to save the guidance.
It only lasts.
Oh, it only lasts.
Yeah, you only get 10 minutes with Bardic
Well,
Inspiration,
then-
so may as well burn it.
28.
Revising your original plan for a
I am coming up with a new plan, Nines.
nearly 8-foot long, you said a beaver den, right?
Dire
Dire
beaver.
beaver.
A dire beaver living in a small pond.
I told them all about it in the sewers.
It is a large beaver in a small pond.
You now revise this to be for an even larger dire beaver and encompass you and Nines in twigs and mud as you surround yourself with
I would
this
expect that
impromptu
anyone
beaver
coming
house.
upon this would be most frightened of the gigantic dire beaver of living here.
Unless they were wearing, like, Power Rangers suits.
Did the Power Rangers ever fight a giant beaver?
Probably. They fought all kinds of weird
Rita
stuff.
Repulsa did all sorts of weird shit.
It was probably made out of clay, though.
Yeah.
I
With a
mean-
big Z.
Maybe. Who knows with that show?
I'll check.
Google Power Rangers giant beaver.
Oh, these are
Actually,
not
we
the
probably get
results
some
I
weird
was
stuff.
expecting. Oh no. Oh no.
Save Sir John! Save Sir John!
I don't want to know. Moving on.
If anyone's watching this, don't look that up. No.
You make it through the remainder of this rainstorm. It's a little hard to go to sleep. You'd shifted your sleep schedules. You can't just instantly snap back. But it is, fairly restful. Soria, you're probably enjoying yourself the most.
I mean, I probably, before I got in the pond, would have just hidden all my gear underneath something, like a bunch of twigs and stuff, and just not worn clothes in this.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Skinny dipping, nice.
Yeah.
So, you get through the
Fan art
night,
when?
and everything seems to be doing okay. Dromar, I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
No, stop it with the wisdom saving throws.
Do I -10 to this one again?
Yeah, you do have -10.
Okay. That'll be 16, so 6.
As you're getting a few moments of rest, you're not asleep this time, but you feel this sort of tugging, and it's at like the base.
And not the good kind.
No, you feel it at like the base of your neck and skull here, and it's pulling you, and then you're snapped into this sort of dreamy state that you remember before, but you're distinctly aware you're not sleeping. And it's this same individual, eyes glazed over white. This time, they are in an area that looks similar, although you can't be sure, to where you were resting just a few hours earlier. And they are staring directly, eyes locked at you again, looking around. And now you find that they're sort of moving around you, sort of observing the state that you're in. And they say, "They've moved northward, I think. Trees are taller. But can't see any defining characteristics here. And then a pond. We're at a pond. And the one we seek is looking around a bit. In a tree, hollowed out. Fan out a bit. See what you can find. We'll have to wait until the rain stops. It'll be pointless to keep looking now." And then the vision ends and you're snapped back into your body.
Shit, son of a bitch, not again. Wake up, everybody.
What?
We need to get going again.
What is it now?
Same thing as before. That goddamn dragonkin keeps finding me with his stupid magic. He knows where we are again. We need to change directions and get moving. We also need to cover our tracks here.
How do they keep seeing where we are?
I don't know. He must have a lot of spell slots of whatever this spell is.
All right. I will cover up our tracks in this area after I get my clothes back on.
After resting,
Also-
it's been a couple hours. There's like not tracks left. The rain is just washing everything away.
I'll just
They
get
seem to be moving faster than we are too. I think they were back where we were just a few hours ago, and we had several hours head start on them.
Do they know which direction we had been moving?
Yep, he said we're north of where we were last time. So they know the direction, and he saw the pond and the hollowed out tree that I was in and everything. So
Let us
time-
then go east or southeast, I would recommend.
well, south would be going back in the direction of them. So I say we go due east then.
They won't
Okay.
expect us going towards them.
Yeah, they might not expect it, but it's also we don't want to make it easier for them to get us.
Okay, I agree that we would head east. I will use your compass device, and we will head in that direction.
Yeah, I will help.
So you're heading east now.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. It's
Are
not.
you still a frog?
No, I changed back into Magdalene.
Okay.
A very dirty dress.
I mean, it's getting
We're
cleaned
all-
out fairly quickly with the amount of rain.
Yeah.
It's starting to. The rain is starting to let up now after having been raining heavily for about 3 hours. And the light is starting to break. The sunrise is maybe about a half hour away when you guys take off. You see little gleams of light rising up over the eastern horizon where you're headed. So you're heading basically straight towards the sunrise. And it's becoming a little bit easier to navigate. Who's taking lead?
You said you were?
I'll
Sounded
take
like
the
you
lead.
said.
I'll give you guidance.
Okay. Then
Before we head out, the rain is beginning to let up, and the ground is very soft, so we will leave tracks. Is there any way that we can perhaps disguise our tracks?
We could, I've got some rope. If we take like a downed log or something, I could tie the rope around either end. We could pull it behind us to at least like, cover our tracks and
Like cattle.
push the mud down.
We could try that.
Unless there's another way.
I'm just gonna throw this out there before you spend a lot of time with it. Imagine trying to pull a log, like a heavy log, enough to move mud through mud. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they
We could
just
have
keep
spent a long
seeing-
time planning this and not executing.
Like,
Just see where you are anyway. Let's just run.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is true. We begin to move as quickly as we can, mostly east.
Yeah.
If we veer from east, we veer slightly northeast.
Okay.
Yeah, I
East,
think we wanna
east,
keep going
northeast.
north.
All right. As you head further that direction, make a nature and then a survival check.
Do I get guidance?
Yeah, I already gave you guidance. And if I can assist him, I will.
You can assist. Yeah.
So you get advantage.
Okay, with both?
Yeah, if I can.
Since it's all kind of like one encompassing activity, I'll say that you can assist with both. Normally, that's not how it would usually work, but I'm gonna allow it for this one.
And use guidance, I'll just keep pumping it into you.
Okay.
Just keep slapping him on the back.
19.
Doing a good job, Seth.
19 on the nature there.
Atta boy!
We'll see if the survival continues.
I hope so.
At least for 3 of us.
Who knows?
I mean, even if I get arrested, hopefully they don't execute me.
18 on survival.
I mean, we keep saying
So is it
execute.
19 for the nature?
Yeah, maybe we should stop saying execute.
Maybe we should. Make it so.
Is there any particular
Oh.
like feature that you're trying to find? Anything that you're really looking for?
A giant
looking for-
illusionary field that no one can see through.
We're looking to step on things that don't leave trail
All
as
right.
much as possible. But that's all. We're just trying to move as quickly as we can, leaving as little evidence of our movement as we can.
You come across basically a drain ditch. It's very rocky, and this is kind of a low part between, some of the gentle, low rolling hills. I mean, it's just kind of like rising 10 or 15 feet at different parts. Nothing huge here. But this area is sort of a canal where all this water is like rushing through, and you can tell that this isn't like a stream, but this is a washout zone. And it's rocky underneath because the dirt never really has an opportunity to stay. So you wouldn't leave tracks here as you moved. It takes you not quite east, but it's, like northeast.
Can we move quickly through it, or are the rocks too? We have to scramble
with
over.
the
Is it like
speed-
river gravel, or are these boulders?
This is more, there's less gravel and more just like large rocks here, which means it's a little tricky at times to move through because the water, the volume that is coming down right now, is moving quickly.
I have an idea. Just as we did not want to hide in a place that looked like a hiding place, perhaps we should not walk in a trail that looks like we are disguising our tracks. So what I suggest is that we all scatter, leave tracks along the bank, make it look as though we are walking in the ravine, and then walk to the south of this ravine in an eastward direction.
So leave like a false trail to throw them off our
Yes.
direction.
Make it look as though the trail we are not leaving is the trail that we had taken.
It makes sense. I like it. Let's do
Sure,
it.
yeah.
All right,
Engage.
make a survival check to see how well you,
All of us?
how well you could. No, just one of you.
Okay.
Since this is Ulseth's idea, he'll make the survival
Guidance.
check.
With the, is it my getting assistance?
I'm assuming someone's assisting you.
Oh, please. 11 plus guidance. 15, 18.
All right. Although you wish that you could pull this off a little bit better, this is something that you've never tried to do, and you're like, I don't know how convincing it is, but you think you've done a reasonable job. You don't know if it'll fool the guards, but you hope it'll give them at least a little bit of a distraction, slow them down. And you make that false trail and then head back to the ravine to follow that.
Good idea, Olsef.
Thank you. We will move along on the rocks because the rocks do not leave a trail as quickly as we can.
All right. So, continuing on. Are you still leading, Olsef?
Yes, we can.
All right.
We're continuing to go east,
Then-
as much easterly as we can, as quickly as
Then
we
make
can.
a nature check and a survival check with advantage on the survival.
Guidance.
Nature without advantage.
Nature without advantage, but survival with.
You have guidance.
Need guidance. 8.
Glad there's not a hard limit on
nature.
guidance.
And 18 on survival.
Okay. Your tracks are well hidden as you move down this ravine, but you're just not finding anything. Your quick movement and your urgency here you're sensing it's starting to kind of wear at you and your ability to really process and strategize. You're under a lot of pressure, so you're not finding any sort of ways that you could get out of this ravine without easily throwing your tracks to the pursuers.
Zarya.
Yeah.
I am no longer able to find a very good path through this. Either we will give ourselves away, or we will not be able to move. Do you think that you could lead us now?
I can try.
The rain is starting to break now.
Yeah, if that's what you want.
Yes, I would like you to try. I am no longer able to find a way.
Okay. I'll try to take over.
Okay. It's now just sort of lightly misting, and it's the clouds are giving way to lighter cover. The sun is, fairly high up in the sky. You'd say it's maybe not quite midday when you take over. Go ahead and make the nature and the survival checks. You can make the survival with advantage for the moment.
Okay. Guidance. This was the nature. That's 19.
Okay.
And the survival with advantage guidance again is 26.
All right. Anything that you want to try to keep an eye out for? Where are you trying to lead folks here?
I would be I assume because this is a washout zone, the trees are sort of separated. So since the clouds are starting to break and we're going to be like out in the open in the daylight, I would start to steer us back off into the trees in order to get us in the dark or shaded areas.
Okay.
Makes sense.
You go down for a ways, and the idea kind of comes to you, hey, some of these trees have their roots exposed, and you might be able to clamber up the roots and obscure any footsteps, at least for a little ways, until you got kind of on the other side of this, embankment against this washout zone, using the trees to climb up. If you want to make, and you find a tree for a good candidate for that, a little ways down. Do you want to make an attempt to climb up there?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Then everyone make an athletics check if that's where you're leading them.
Alright, guidance on Tromar, because I know he's bad at this.
Oh, no. That's sure. I mean, I'll use the guidance. That doubles my roll.
That is not a good sign.
Mine is really bad. We are in deep trouble.
9.
Hey, I rolled a 9 too.
Nice.
10.
Yeah, I rolled a 4 plus 4 on the guidance die plus
10.
1 for
There are already
athletics.
2 9s. What is yours? 9.
I got a 7.
Oh. 9s is diminished.
Athletic ability is where we.
Why did we suck on this?
It's
We're
strength
very
based.
good. We have proven time and again that we are just great at athletics rolls.
So you manage to get up these routes, but this takes you a while, and you kind of slip your way up it, and you're kind of falling. It's hard. It takes you 10 minutes to get up these damn routes, and everyone's just having a really hard time with it. But you get to the top of the embankment, and you think maybe this is your best chance to press on away from that stream.
Let's press on away from that stream.
All right.
All right, make it so.
This doesn't seem to be working, so yeah.
So tired.
Yeah,
Soria,
I'm tired too.
as you're kind of moving through the forest again, you hear this sound, and then a moment later,
Only I'm hearing it.
you hear it first, but a moment later, Dromar, you hear this, and then after that, Nines, and then eventually Ulseth too.
What is it you are hearing? Oh.
Do we recognize the noise?
It
Does it sound like wing beats?
It doesn't sound like wing beats of any creature that you've ever been close enough to hear wing beats, but if you had to guess, it sounds like the beating of very large wings.
Especially
look
since
up.
since it was like this.
I do not understand what this sound might be. It does not sound like a dire mammoth or a dire beaver.
I'm gonna look up in
Yeah,
the air.
can I do a perception check?
Yeah, go ahead. Both of you make a perception check.
Both the
They both
18.
asked to. Both the Davids.
yeah.
23.
You look around for a minute, and then you see, kind of looking off in the wrong direction, looking away from you. You see this a dragon. It's a younger dragon. It's not like a great worm or anything, but it has a rider on the top of it, and both of them are scanning the ground beneath and sort of like slowly moving, just kind of hovering and inching backwards just a little bit, and the wing beats are keeping them in the air, and that's what you're hearing. This
I'm gonna look around really quick. Do I see nearby like a good place to hide? That would be big enough for all 4 of us. Like just somewhere to hide briefly.
you see like there's a couple. You think back and you realize maybe that root structure that we climbed up could obscure us from above.
Let's hide like hobbits from Nazgul.
What? There's a dragon there with a rider. I'm
what?
guessing it's the dragon kin that's after us. Let's go back to the root structure. You all need to hide.
I cast guidance. What do you mean we all need to hide?
You heard me. You all need to hide. I'm gonna
All
get
right,
you to
I leave.
safety, and then I'm gonna just turn myself in. I can't. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find me. I mean, they're never gonna stop.
Watch it.
I've been on the run for months, and I can't bring you all into this. You all need to hide.
No, you hide with
And
us.
then I'm gonna-
You must hide.
No, well, Seth, they're gonna find us. This guy's got magic. He knows exactly where I am.
Perhaps he has used his magic for the day.
I mean, it's possible, but then he'll just find us tomorrow. You all need to hide. I'm gonna make sure you're safe, and then I'm gonna turn myself in.
Oh, Dromar, that sounds most dangerous.
I mean, what's the alternative? Well, Seth, I can't get you all killed. I mean, I'm gonna turn myself in. Hopefully they'll spare my life. Hopefully I'll just get imprisoned. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can't put your lives at risk.
I will stand by you and tell them how good you have been.
No, I mean,
Even-
I appreciate that, but I mean, even though I don't know exactly what's going on here, I've committed plenty of crimes. I like to think I'm a reasonably good person, or at least not a bad person, but, I've definitely broken the law. I can't put you all at risk. And I'm like ushering them along back toward the tree roots. We need to get you to safety. That's all there is to it, Olseth. I appreciate it, but I mean, your code, even though you want to help me, and I know, you're my friend, I know you want to help me, but you can't fight this guy. I mean, we are not physically capable of beating any of these people.
Perhaps this
But
is the
also-
beast that Lanfiran has asked me to slay.
Well,
Oh.
I think you're gonna need some time to build up your strength first, buddy. I don't. No offense to you, but I don't think you're gonna be able to kill a dragon. I've seen a few dragons, and they'll just eat you. Basically, I mean, they won't even bat an eye. They could eat that dragon there. Could eat all of us right now, not even care.
It does not care what it eats.
I mean, not a thing small as us. Like,
Especially you, you're very small.
I'm very small. Yes, I wouldn't even be a snack.
Oh, you are a snack.
That's the first nice thing Nines has ever said to you.
Why do you think I strut around in a loincloth, Nines? I know it. I know I'm
Yes, that
tasty.
will always be snared into my eyes. You strutting in that loincloth.
The perfect time with your internet just you.
Oh,
Yes. So I'm gonna direct the group back to the roots,
Okay.
okay.
and the roots are there playing the drums and.
No. Then, as you hide them within the root structure, I'm guessing you're just sort of trying to make yourself visible, call out to the
Dromar.
dragon. Since you said you
gonna-
wanted to turn yourself.
Dromar,
Yes, sorry.
remember what you taught me, and if you're gonna get arrested, put some thieves' tools up your butt.
No. Thank you for the advice. I take it in the spirit in which it was given, but no.
I will cast Good Berry and give you all of the good berries.
Thank
Where's
you,
he gonna
sorry.
put them?
But I won't need these. You hold on to them.
And Dromar's actually he's gonna remove his weapons belt, and set that on the ground with the group, and he's gonna remove his armor, and basically he's gonna remove. He doesn't want to seem at all of a threat, so he's just gonna remove all of his clothes except for the loincloth.
To not appear like a threat.
Well, he doesn't
to
want
touch
it to
up
seem like he's got anything hidden, any weapons hidden. He is a rogue after all. So it's basically just Dromar in a loincloth with his ankle splinted up from the sprained ankle. And he's just gonna fold his clothes and put everything in front of the group. And he's just gonna say,
I don't want them to think I'm a threat. I don't want anything bad to happen to any of you or to me, at least as much as possible as I can avoid it. So I'm just gonna leave all of my stuff with you all. If I ever see you again and you still have it, I'll get it back from you then.
I
But
will
otherwise, or
protect
until
it
then,
for you
it's
and save
yours.
it.
Thank you.
I will.
Thank you, Wolseth. I appreciate it.
and I'm gonna.
Dromar.
Dromar's gonna give each of you a hug.
As I give you a hug, I'll give you guidance
Thank you, Soria.
for your strat check.
Thank you. You know me too well. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna strut into my destiny, and I'll give each of them a hug. Soria, Wilseth, Nines, it's been a real pleasure getting to know you all and becoming your friend over these past couple of months. I love you all, and I hope I see you again one day. I wish you all the best, and I would hate for anything bad to happen to you, and that's why I hope you understand that I need to do this.
And Dromar is gonna then just turn around, and he's going to strut as best as he can, trying not to be afraid. Strut towards the dragon.
All right. Go ahead and make a strut check with advantage.
Thank you, and with guidance.
Yep. And go ahead and add DM inspiration. In this case, you can even re-roll a die.
Well, thank you. It's gonna be 26 altogether. And Dromer is gonna strut out. It's not gonna be his usual strut. It's gonna be much more sort of stompy than usual, much less fluid. And he's gonna make a point of like throwing his arms out farther away from his body than he usually does, and because he wants to make it very clear that he doesn't have any weapons, that he's not a threat. But he's gonna strut out towards the dragon, and he's gonna loudly proclaim,
I'm Dromar, the Goblin Rogue, 3-time World Strutting Champion, acclaimed thief from around the Empire, and I'm the one you're looking for, and here I am.
The Guildmaster of the Thieves.
He doesn't say that. There is no Thieves Guild.
Let's add some charges to a Thieves guy. Why not?
I do cast Minor Illusion and say in the most Dromar voice, and Master of the Thieves Guild.
He's just gonna mutter under his breath.
I take back everything I said about that.
All right. As you head out to a little bit of a clearing in the trees, it's not exactly a full field or anything, but a break where some sunlight can come through. The dragon, clearly paying attention, turns its head and makes one big beat of its wings, flying overhead, and then touches down in front of you and puts up a little dust cloud. As it does so, a couple of other guards come racing, still off in the distance a ways out, and the rider steps down from the dragon. The dragon looks at you and says, I believe you are the one we seek.
Yes, I am. I'm Dromar, and I'm the one you're looking for.
And with a quick flick of its tongue, just... I smell others nearby.
They have nothing to do with this. They are not involved in any way in the crimes I've committed, or at least that I'm accused of. And you have no interest in them. I am turning myself in, and you may let them go.
Lieutenant, please take him into custody. The rider looks at the dragon and says, yes, Captain Exalinor, and moves towards you, manacles out, and
I'll put my arms out.
cuffs your hands. And as they close, he holds out his hand, and there's a brief flash of light, and you can tell that they are more than just locked, they are sealed with a magical energy. Place him on my back. We'll take them back to Nordfeld, and then figure out what to do next. I'm assuming that your friends pose no threat.
Correct. They will not resist or fight you in any way. Just leave them out of this.
Since
They
we have
know that
no
I'm
reason to
turning
pursue
myself
them, we shall not. Guards!
Ulseth cannot stand this any longer. This is really bizarre. Okay, Ulseth stands up and says, You who are royal guards.
The dragon turns his head to you. Yes.
Yes, you knew I was here, so hiding was no longer an option. I wish to say that I follow the code of Rimarden, and Dromar has met the requirements of that code as well. He is a good goblin. Treat him well.
Thank you, Ulseth.
His actions are under investigation. But we shall take your endorsement under consideration.
Yes, I speak from the code of Rimarden, and on the basis of that code, I must speak on behalf of Dromar. Treat him well.
Though I do not know this code you speak of, I gather, based on your conviction, that you must think quite highly of your companion. I shall note it in the processing orders. Now, back to town. Guards, you may guide them back to the city safely. I am assuming that they pose no threat, nor have any ill will towards us. But, as they are within the boundaries of Glindring, we must ensure their safety nonetheless. And these woods are treacherous for people who are ill-prepared. I'm surprised that you made it this far. You know that there are werewolves around here.
I was a weir rat for the better part of an entire day. I am not afraid of werewolves.
Indeed.
I'm more worried about the dire beavers.
Yes.
So, guards, do you have any questions? As a group, no, sir. Very well. Good day to you all. Safe adventuring. And with one mighty beat of his wings, Captain Exalinor is in the air, flying with Dromar and the Lieutenant Rider back towards the city of Nordfeld.
As we take off, I'll just shout to them, since Ulseth came out of hiding. I was like,
Goodbye, friends. Thank you all for everything. I love you all.
Goodbye, Dromar.
Be safe.
Perhaps we shall meet again.
Don't fall off the dragon! You very
I'll try.
fall. You can't cast Featherfall. That'd be terrible.
And with that, we'll end today's session on a rather powerful note. And I think, David Schultz, you had some comments that you do. Hey, everybody.
I do, thank you. So, I have a brief statement I just want to read to you all. It's with a heavy heart that, for personal reasons, I announce my departure from Dice and Dungeons. I'm very proud of the work we've all done together, and I've loved being able to share this with my wonderful friends, David Wong, Nicole, Greg, and Alexis. And although I'll no longer be a cast member, I look forward to continuing as an audience and community member, and to seeing where the show and characters go from here. And you never know, I might even appear again at some point. I wish the rest of the cast the best of luck, and all the fun and success in the world. When Alexis first pitched the show to me a year ago, I knew it'd be great, and I'm glad that I've gotten to be a part of its creation. To my fellow cast members, thank you so much for the opportunity to play with you not only these past few live episodes, but also the many sessions we played over the past year before we went live. To our audience, thank you so much for watching. I hope you continue to watch and enjoy this great show. Thank you all again. I love you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, David. Take care.
Thank you all.
We've made a little send-off for Dromar, so I hope everyone enjoys this. We love you all. We are off next week. Next week is Mother's Day, and since most of the people on this show are fully vaccinated or about to be, we will be taking some time after a long year apart from our closest family to spend with them. So next week we are off, and we will be back the week after Mother's Day. Plus, of course, our wonderful goblin. So, enjoy this little send-off we put together for you. I love you all, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Goodbye.
I'm Sarah McGoblin, and this goes out to Dromar.
My name's Dromar. I'm a goblin.
In the arms of an ASMR, fly from monsters aberrant.
There is no video. Yeah, I'm an incredible person. What can I say?
Your wings last 1 minute, and attacks do bonus radiant.
I steal things for a living. I'm a thief, he said. And that's how you win the strutting competition 3 times in a row.
You have resistance to necrotic.
No, don't do that. Seriously. I'm the smartest person here. You all need to listen to me.
And your hands can heal.
And he is just swinging his arms from side to side and popping his hips out and doing the whole heel, toe, and he's bouncing as he walks, and his head is just moving around like there's music in his head. Not Nines' music, good music.
In the arms of an ASMR who can speak Celestial.